And we're live.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
We're back, me and Jack, on Sunday as usual. Gonna be wrapping up this Piper and JC kid picture. Love
Mhm.
the hockey stick. You're right. The hockey stick really came in handy.
Yeah.
Super cool. Yeah. So I love the purple outline. By the way, it looks so good.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually blue, so because I need to fade it out anyway, just to make sure to obviously see the detail. But it
Oh
looks,
no,
yeah.
I meant the the sidebar.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about the banner. Yeah.
Yeah.
We changed it.
I could see how I said outline.
I was like, well, blue. When you fade blue, it looks a bit purple. No, the banner. Yeah. We changed up the colors of the banner as well, so because I wanted to. So yeah. No.
Awesome. But yeah, we're back. We're streaming. Got a couple things to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we just jump right into it. I got to go see House of Kong on Thursday. Anybody who doesn't know, that's the new Gorillaz exhibit here in LA.
Yeah.
Had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I guess we should say upfront spoilers if you are in LA and you have not been to House of Kong yet. But if you're not, I don't know if it. Did they mention about it expanding to New York or anything like that?
It doesn't seem likely. I think I get the vibe that this is probably the only last time they'll ever do it. But then again, I never say never because I don't know. You never know anyway. If they'll do something like this again anyway. So maybe for so what's this, the 30th anniversary? So it'd be like.
Yeah, wow. So you have to wait another 30 years. Hopefully, David is still alive by that point.
Yeah. Well, 5 or 10 years. Give it give it some space. But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe 10 years. Maybe 50th.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, if that's. Yeah. Just old man Damon and Jamie.
Damon and Jamie have been pretty. They seem pretty like they're doing pretty good. I saw them. They were in. Before we get into House of Kong, I do want to talk about Gorillaz on SNL because I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah,
they got that. Not only did they get that, did they get it? They got it so much later than I thought they would get it. I figured during Demon Days they would have been like, yeah, we'll do SNL, or SNL would have them on. But this is the first time they were ever on SNL, as far as I know.
Well, I don't know because especially think of perspective back then anyway, because they were still they weren't I mean, Demon Days was big, no doubt. It definitely made them big anyway. Then again, they were still portrayed as a cartoon band, so it's how would we even portray that live? Because it was only until they did perform that album live eventually, but it was only for a special performance at it was Manchester International Festival, and then they did it at the Apollo later on. And even then, they were still in silhouette, so they wanted to keep the anonymous. I guess they could have, but I don't know. It would have been I don't know. I guess they were still trying to figure out if they want to portray themselves or how they want to portray themselves live anyway. So
yeah.
So
totally no.
But how was it? That was
Say it again.
I was the SNL performance because
I saw the majority of it. They got Dell back for Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, it's cool that they did Clint Eastwood. I guess I was a little disappointed they didn't do Orange County, because I feel like that would have been because usually, so the way SNL works is that typically you have the artists come on and they play 2 songs from their newest album. Typically there obviously there are exceptions, but I don't know, I feel like there's so many songs you could have played from the Mountain, and they did do the Moon Cave.
Yeah.
And I think they did the Mountain on top of that, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe technically they did play 2, but they jumped into Clint Eastwood, which is fine. I get it. I think it's a good, maybe for people who haven't been into Gorillaz for a while, it's a good way, oh yeah, this band. And then that'll get them to check out the new album instead of going into the new album and be like, who are these people? Because the new album is a little heady in spaces. Sure. But I guess I was just Orange County is the most pop song they've made in a really long time, and I just felt like it's something that could have really stuck, I felt, but and obviously at this point Damon is out of the shadows, and he's playing, up front. But they obviously had stuff playing behind them to like, they didn't want to lose the animated element entirely.
Yeah.
Jamie was in a lot of the promos leading up to it. It was like them and Ryan Gosling. If you watch the promos, there's like 2 or 3 of them, and for the first 2, they're just standing there, just like
stone-faced and
just saying nothing. They're just like sitting there saying nothing, and I'm just like, they're just standing there menacingly. And then in the third one, like one of the female cast members is just like what's their deal? And then they just make really weird faces. And she's like, what does that mean? And it's like, don't worry, you don't need to understand. I think obviously they can't have just with the short notice of SNL. You can't have like fully animated things going on. You can't have holograms or anything like that, especially if you don't know how it's going to turn out. It's the live nature of it. I think this is probably the best option for them to do.
Sure.
So yeah. It's a it was good. I liked it. It was good. I guess as people have said, like I just like seeing the characters perform things. But I understand it's money. It's a lot of money to sink into, doing stuff for concerts like that. So it is what it is, but I was happy with what we got.
Yeah. I think it's paid off.
I'd be very interested to see how the visualizers are for the tour.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how those turn out.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you know when I see them in 2 months' time. 2 weeks' time.
You're gonna see them, huh?
Yeah. But I think it's paid off anyway, because they've had their 3rd UK #1 over here.
Was it the Mountain or the Moon Cave?
Mountain. Yeah. So.
For the whole album itself.
Yes, for the whole album itself.
Okay. All right.
So like all that kind of like, because I know there's this whole like Mountain sort of like promotion has been going on for quite some time, and they've been obviously really pushing it, especially with all the versions of the album and whatnot that they've been like releasing and whatnot. But obviously clearly it's paid off anyway, because obviously they've reached #1 over here, and I do wonder if they'll do really well also stateside anyway. So we'll be interested to see what.
We have a very weird relationship with the Gorillaz because I think obviously there's a massive niche audience over here for them, especially in the animation industry. People just love what Jamie does, and obviously we've had people from America go over to work on the project with Jamie in the past couple of years. But as far as radio play goes, it's been tricky, I think, because they are kind of out there. They don't necessarily fit into a certain box. I think when they first came out, for better or for worse, I think self-titled fit really nicely just on alternative radio.
Yeah.
But as they've kind of expanded their sound, it's been harder to put them in a box, which is a good thing, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't want to be held down by that kind of stuff. I think it's just been harder to get them to play on certain radio stations out here, even though I feel like radio is not even indicative of what people are listening to anymore necessarily. It's more through streaming at this point.
Sure.
I mean, we don't. I know there are streaming charts as well, but I just think it's hard for them to find. I mean, I could look. I haven't actually looked at the charts for the Mountain over here. Let me take a look. But it's been kind of, I wouldn't say an uphill battle, because they've maintained more than enough relevance that they sell out shows whenever they come over here. But I just think in the pop culture sphere overall, like I say monoculture, but there really isn't a monoculture anymore. But I guess they're just bigger in the UK overall, I would say. And that makes sense because they're a UK act.
Sure,
But yeah. Let me see.
But you know, if you think about it, it's also they've made that crossover though. It's like the only, you know, it's very rare for like a lot of bands to make that crossover to the, you know, the states and stuff like that. You know, and they're bands that have done it in a way that's like, because they were made as a response to the MTV sort of generation around that time where there's a
Big
lot of
celebrities and stuff, yeah.
manufactured pop and stuff like that. So they decided to make their own with very, you know, just it was music that they wanted to hear, you know, out there, and then obviously it resonated with a lot of people because, well, A, it was like
the music was good, and then B, the designs,
yeah. There was something about it that obviously appealed to a lot of people anyway. So, you know, so they definitely made the transition well. You know, I mean, I mean, heck, we don't have. It's very, you know, I think about a lot of the, you know, you guys had that special Day of the Dead festival over there, that Demon Days festival.
Yeah.
So you know that which I mean, I think we did, but you know, it wasn't to your guys' scale. You guys went all in, you know, especially because it has a lot of them. You got American guests there that you know, we don't have. So, or they, you know, we barely have them feature when they perform live and stuff like that. So you know, you got that, you know, that bonus anyway. You know, you get Dell, you know, so. That's the bonus.
I feel like that's kind of, I was talking about this with my girlfriend yesterday, and I think one of the things with the Gorillaz shows is that you know, like, if you want to hear a specific song, there might be a chance it might not be played depending on who they can get to come out. I know they've made concessions, which is very nice, specifically for Dare recently, because I know that they Sean Ryder is not the easiest guy to get to come do concerts anymore. So like they kind of held off on playing it, but now it seems like Damon is taking over Sean's vocals for that, because they realize it's such a big hit over here, specifically because Dare has become like a big TikTok thing now.
Okay.
Dare, and then and Melancholy Hill specifically. I'm sure you've seen the Melancholy Hill meme at this point.
No, I have. It's funny.
So I think over here, because, you know, people are the way they are with music. It's if you're not playing the hits over here, then, you know, we're not going to come see you, unfortunately. But Gorillaz have never had problems selling out anything. I've never seen people be like, oh, I went to a Gorillaz show, it was like half full or something. It's always sold out. So I don't know, maybe I'm kind of talking on the side of my mouth here. I really don't know necessarily, but I think it is just, you know, top 40 over here is very particular. And we get very kind of like, it's like, we don't want this thing. It sounds different. Like it sucks. And I'm looking at the charts right now. It has not charted at all over here, unfortunately.
Okay.
It sucks because I've seen nonstop talk about it over here online. So something's not mathin'. But yeah, it's charted in pretty much every other country except here. Unless it's possible the charts haven't really settled here yet, so we don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I can't get any information on the singles.
Sure.
Because I figure at the Moon Cave, although the Moon Cave is technically not a single. There's only 5 singles: Happy Dictator, Manifesto, God of Lying, Damascus, and Hardest Thing, Orange County. So that's it for now. Maybe if they release the Moon Cave as an official single, it'll chart. But it's just interesting because it has not, as far as I can see on the charts, I do not see a United States chart placement right now. I see Australian, Austrian, Belgian, Dutch, Finnish, French, German, Irish, Italian, Japanese, Lithuanian, New Zealand, Norwegian, Scottish, Swedish, Swiss, UK, and that's it. And yeah, UK is number 1.
Yeah.
And number 1 in Ireland too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, bear in mind also that, I mean, we've obviously, what is the charts nowadays? Because things go popular.
Yeah.
Like any song can go popular. You know, I know they make singles and stuff like that, but then again, it's also like some songs just become the single in itself because it just takes its own life, you know, while people are streaming and stuff like that. So it's just like, it depends upon like what goes into the zeitgeist, or in terms of like what people are listening to, and then it suddenly goes up in the charts and whatever. So it's like, I don't think artists can now predict upon like what will be the popular single or whatever, you know. But you can only hope that their album that it's from or whatever, you know, that'll be what'll matter in the charts anyway. So
sure, no, I would hope that's kind of what matters, obviously. Like, and
Yeah.
I would hope quality overall matters. It's just a bummer that, like, you know, it's just hard for certain bands to hit over here when it's frustrating when you see that the audience is here for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's things. But anyway, let's talk about House of Kong.
Sure thing.
Once again, spoilers for anyone who's in LA who wants to go see House of Kong.
I got it up.
probably-
I got it up on the screen anyway. So if you're listening.
Yeah. Next 10 minutes are probably going to be House of Kong review. But no, I loved it.
Cool.
It's so funny because when I walked in, so for those, so I'll break it down basically.
When did you arrive? Yeah. How did you arrive? You know.
So I arrived. We got in. We were half hour early. They let us go into the one that was a half hour earlier than ours, which was very nice of them.
Oh, cool.
It was a group of 4 people. It was a Thursday, so it was a weeknight. So like obviously a lot of people weren't coming out on a weeknight. But that was great because we got to really walk around everything. So you walk in, they give you the rundown of everything, and there's a big statue of Pazuzu outside. We took a picture with that. We walked in the hallway. They gave one of the guys a package. Did they do this for you too?
Yeah, so context everyone. I went to the House of Kong in London when it first appeared and stuff like that. So I've been to it, and you know, because this is the first time I'm hearing about it from Gary anyway. So I'm kind of like listening along to see what's like, you know, I'm very eager to know like how his experience was and stuff like that. So I'm kind of like
sure
to hear.
I wanted to take the package, but I did not act fast enough.
Oh, okay.
And I knew for the second I saw, I'm like, that's gonna come in later.
Yep.
Just a heads up, I always get anxious with like audience participation in these kinds of things.
Oh, sure.
Ever since I saw Cats as a kid, I did not like people coming out of the theater and touching you and stuff like that. So, and I will say ahead of time, wonderfully restrained interaction between the people who are running this and like, you know, the audience. I felt like it was the perfect like give and take of like, okay, you have to do that. Yeah, there was no like uncomfortableness with it. So I was very comfortable with everybody in this.
Yeah, did they seem like quite blasé about it, right? They seemed like
exactly. Like
so I think was the point.
Yeah, which is funny. It's cool. It works into the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they gave this guy the package. We're all waiting outside. We have the headphones on. They tell us to go inside. And the first 2 rooms are basically like you go in and you're like, like, you know, use the history of Gorillaz basically. Very dry. Like very like Gorillaz were like a band manufactured by Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett in a response to da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And look at Jamie's drawings and look at him flesh these characters out. And then you go into another room and they do more. It's like, look at these animatics from Jamie Hewlett with the lyrics on them.
Yeah.
And at this point, my girlfriend said she loves Gorillaz too. But she's kind of like, she's rolling her eyes a little bit. And she's like, is this it? Like, really? And I'm kind of like that too. And then as you they're kind of breaking things down a little more. And in the middle of the second room, there's a statue of Pazuzu.
Like a mini one.
A mini statue, exactly.
Yeah.
And as you kind of sit there, the things start to glitch out. And then, you know, Pazuzu says, choose Pazuzu. And then, you know, there's an alarm that goes off. And now it becomes like a Universal Studios ride.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to walk out of the room. And then you get to go to Murdoch's Winnebago. And from there, you kind of just walk into the world of Gorillaz, which is really cool. Yeah,
you get I guess because I mean, if it's in your case, your narrator gets taken over by someone else, right?
Who I thought was supposed to be Russell at first. It's not Russell though.
No, it is. What's his name? He was also on Humans. He's the narrator during the intervals.
You're
Humans.
right. It is the narrator on Humans.
And it's the
elevator up guy. It's the elevator up guy, right?
He's an actor. He's a very acclaimed actor. He's
It's Delroy Lindo, is it?
I'm just double checking for you because what's his name? He's in Rogue One. Ben Mendelsohn. Ben Mendelsohn?
Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah. Or is it
okay. You're right. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Once again, fake fan. Sorry, I apologize.
It's okay.
That I didn't realize that
you know,
was the person.
Yeah, he's been, he's the he's most famously like the bad guy from Rogue One.
Yeah, I saw him in Roofman, and he's the bad guy in Ready Player One.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was in Roofman, which was really good. So it gets taken over by Ben Mendelsohn doing the narration.
Yeah.
And
not a character, just him.
Just him. I mean, I guess they never say it's him.
No, I know.
But like, it's just an omniscient narrator.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of sitting in Murdoch's Winnebago, which was I'm so glad we only had 4 people in our group, because I imagine that with 10 people would get very crowded very fast.
Yeah, let me tell me how that experience was like, because the first thing I noticed when I got in there was like I literally said out loud, "Oh my god, the smell."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. the air fresheners and everything.
The air fresheners, everything. Yeah, that's just a musk. It wasn't like a bad musk, but it was just something in the air that just made it very like
lived in. Very lived in.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in Murdoch's Winnebago, and they're telling us about like this, like not like the essence of Gorillaz, basically. And they're kind of like going over like how Murdoch's Winnebago just smells like garbage.
Is Murdoch in the shower as well during this time?
Yeah, he's supposed to be in the shower. Well, okay, so interestingly, I thought he was driving it first, because like that's what it kind of felt like, but I don't know actually, because it kind of forces you to listen to 2 things at a time. You kind of have to split your attention between Ben Mendelsohn and then Murdoch.
Yeah.
But you hear Murdoch up front, and he's just muttering. And then he tells you to come through. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, because at this point, I was just like, oh no, we're going through a haunted house, basically, which makes sense because the original Kong Studios is very much like that. And I was like, that door is gonna swing up. Okay, so just to put you in my head in terms of what was going on, I was like, when are the holograms showing up? Like, because they've got to show up at a certain point. And I'm like, or is somebody gonna come out dressed as Murdoch, like in a Murdoch mascot costume or something? And I'm like, are they gonna go that route? But that door swings open, and the front door of the window. It's the door to the driver's seat of the Winnebago, I guess.
Is it? Oh, okay, interesting.
No. It's the door to the back. It's the door to the back. My bad. Because the driver's. I'm getting my things reversed here. But then that door swings open, and you go through, I guess, like it's like a row of coats and like just outfits and everything. Is this sounding familiar to you?
Yeah.
The closet. Yeah, it's a closet. There you go. It's a closet in the Winnebago. And it's really cool. Just the transition was very surreal and magical. Very cool, like illusion stuff going on. Honestly,
music playing as well, right? Like you hear like punk starts or something.
Oh, you got punk? I think we got. When did? I'm trying to think.
M1A1. Basically, some music played.
I think it might have just been Clint Eastwood. It might have just been Clint Eastwood because Ben Mendelsohn says like it's all in your head.
Yeah.
And then you go, it's been a hot second since.
No, it's okay.
Since I was kind of wrapped up in everything. I know Ghost Train was one of the first songs to play.
Right. Okay.
I think Ghost Train is like the first song you hear when you come in, because that's technically the first Gorillaz song recorded.
That's right.
Yeah. So we're kind of going through the coats and everything, and that was really fun. And then what was the one after that? I think it was the studio. I think you go into the studio next.
Yeah.
And that was probably my favorite room.
Oh, cool.
Because whether these instruments were based on real instruments or not, they either found the instruments they were based on or crafted the instruments, which was insane to me that they were able to do one or the other. Because I don't know if any of them were actual playable, because you can't touch anything, obviously. I should mention that you were not allowed to take pictures in this part. You cannot take pictures. we're going through that and everything, and that's really, really fun. And it was just cool to kind of see them go over everything, and like I was nerding out because I was like, oh, there's Nuda's melodica from Broken. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And like I that was great. And then as you're staying in the studio and they're going over all the instruments and what songs they played into and everything.
Yeah.
They start playing Dare.
Yeah.
And they want you to do karaoke. And everyone in my group just kind of looked at each other awkward because nobody wanted to sing. Because it was just like, don't put us on the spot. No.
It's fine. You just sing to
it.
yourself. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm very self-conscious. I'm very self-conscious.
I'm not. Yeah.
But out of the corner of your eye, you'll notice a guy in the recording booth like pumping you up to get to sing.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I like that. That was awesome. But then you go into the control room and everything, and you'll see more instruments. There's a Pac-Man machine. There's a lot of arcade machines throughout this whole thing.
Yeah.
Which was cool. But yeah, that was really cool.
It talks about the collaborators, right? It talks about the collaborators briefly because you see them on the wall.
Yeah.
You mentioned about Nuda's Melolicas. I got fanned out by the fact that because I turned around and I saw, oh my god, it's the yodeling pickle from that track from the fall. the last track from the fall. I was like, oh, it's the pickle. It's like,
you didn't think there would be fall stuff on here, but there is.
Yeah. That was what I was like. Yeah. That was the part I was nerding over about.
No, the melodica for me, because I was just like, that's so iconic. Like I feel like Broken is one of those tracks that like people love. That's also one of the ones they don't play live a lot, from what I've heard.
No.
And that's like my favorite track off of Plastic Beach.
Oh,
so
cool.
like
Okay.
seeing that kind of stuff was really cool. So from there they move you into this really, really narrow room. That's basically it's a confessional, right? Is kind of what it is. Like it's a Catholic confessional.
Yeah.
With stained glass replica, like to stained glass things of all the Gorillaz.
Yeah. Mural. Yeah.
And you sit down. You have to kneel. You have to kneel and pray to Gorillaz, basically.
Yeah.
You have to confess some sins to Gorillaz.
Yeah, and I literally said like when that was for me, I literally nailed down. I said like, "Oh, forgive me, Damon, for I have sinned."
Yeah, exactly.
I listened to Oasis. I'm sorry. But yeah, what happens?
What it's like? I didn't buy Country House when it came out.
Yeah. I bought both singles. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, so you have to kind of kneel down, and you hear Murdoch kind of talking about like his sins and everything. He doesn't regret anything.
No.
And then you get flashbanged, which I was not expecting. You get like a nice little. I don't know if I'm assuming they have an epilepsy warning somewhere on the website. But I was kind of taken aback by that. I was like, oh no. But then you kind of get up, and you have to get out of there, and then you move on to. I should also just mention all the art we're kind of seeing at this point is really cool. Like, I didn't really go into it in the first two rooms, but seeing those early designs and seeing the Paula Cracker designs and stuff was really cool. Like that was awesome. And then like there was another member that didn't quite make it into Gorillaz as well.
Like a little monkey or something like that.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And just that early art, the magazine covers. I mean, I know the magazine covers are probably the most common things you can see, but like seeing them in such pristine condition was really cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously the animatics and everything early on were great, and just seeing the design philosophies for how the characters were supposed to, like the early Noodle designs, where I think, if I'm not mistaken, she was supposed to be older, like initially, and then they changed it to have her be a kid because the dynamic was really cool.
Yeah, I heard that Dame was like, you always draw like older girls. Why don't you do someone different? So Jane was like, okay, fine. And he drew a younger, like a 10-year-old. So
yeah, it was cool. That's really cool. So anyway, back to the main thing. From there you go into, unless I'm missing something, you go into the dressing room next, I think.
Yep, that's right. So the closet room, or the dressing room,
Yeah. And you kind of see all the outfits which they have recreated for the sake of this, which was really cool. You see like 2D spacesuit, Noodles plastic beach costume. What else was there? There was Murdoch's cult leader costume and Russell's suit were like the main one. And you're kind of looking at them. They're going over like, you know, the history of them and everything like that. And then they ask you to look in the mirror, and very Haunted Mansion like you see finally we get the holograms of the Gorillaz kind of coming in and looking at you.
That's right.
Which I thought was really cool. And then David and Jamie get a little cameo as well.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Oh, did they not have that on yours?
No, I think they did. Yeah, no, I think they did. There was in the mirror projections, because New Gold plays, and they're in, cool. You know, did you I think there was one thing actually before that room and before the glass stain.
Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something.
Yes,
where like you're backstage or something, and you have to push a card out.
That's right. Yeah. You're backstage, and like, does it like make a reference to the mountain? Does it lure to like a mountain?
Yes.
Yeah, and then
I should say throughout the entire thing, they're telling you to go to the Lost and Found and return that video.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, spoiled it. They're telling you to return the package to the Lost and Found.
Yeah.
But you're kind of going on. So yeah, I missed the backstage part. And
we have to help push a music or music box or whatever. Not music box.
Yeah, like a box of speakers or something out.
Yeah.
Like Marshall stacks or something.
Yes, right. And then it leads on to the next room. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. So now we're back up to the dressing room and
yeah.
So then after the dressing room, you finally go into the Lost and Found room. And oh my God, Easter egg central. I mean, throughout this whole thing, there's Easter eggs everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Insidious, because like it is like a $50 thing, and it's totally worth the money to go see. I highly recommend going to see it. But like it was almost like Insidious, because it's just like, I want to stay here and just find everything.
Yeah. You want to just like have a look a little bit longer.
Yeah, and like I said, only having 4 people in the room in the tour helped me kind of get around. So I think I saw most of it. But once you go into the Lost and Found, you see so much stuff. Yeah. Like there's so many things that you can see from the music videos and the shorts and everything. Just on the shelves. I also saw my favorite little detail in the dressing room, by the way. I love that they had Noodle's helmet in there.
Yeah.
From the early days, from the self-titled. I thought that was really cute. I was I want to take it.
Like the MF Doom mask as well. That's the first thing I noticed.
That's in there as well. Yeah. But then you go into the Lost and Found, and it's a guy sitting at a security console. There's a big it's so funny because for Starstruck, there's a scene, there's a background element that's all these TVs. I just thought like it's always been like a thing for me. It's like just the lined up TVs with things on them has always been like a cool aesthetic for me. And I always compare it to there's 2 movies specifically from the 90s. First one is Ninja Turtles, where Shredder for some reason has like a massive like wall of TVs. I don't know why he would need them all, but he has them. And then in Street Fighter, the movie, M. Bison has the same thing, just like a massive wall of TVs for some reason. So yeah, you go into the security room and you see all of these TVs everywhere.
You're prompted to give the tape, right?
Yeah, you're prompted to give the tape, and then the tape is basically a promo for the mountain.
Right.
And that's it. You walk out, and they say you have a good time. You're like, yeah, and that was it. Is there something missing from ours, or?
No, that's pretty much our experience.
Okay.
The Lost and Found was the sort of final room. But that, of course, when it happened to us, it was that was before the mountain was even announced or like even revealed. So,
yeah.
So
I think so. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was I guess for us it was like a little bit more of a surprise of being like, oh my gosh, this is the new face, this is the new album. It was kind of alluded to slightly because there was posters obviously of them performing the albums, the first 3 albums all the way through, and then a 4th mystery show that had like the mountain logo, but of course there was no mention of the mountain on it. So then obviously when we gave the tape in and it showed all these new images and whatnot of like a new music playing. It was like, oh my gosh, this is the new phase, this is the new album, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's when we walked out.
Yeah, I think you guys may have gotten like the the bigger reveal there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me that much though, because
Okay.
I would assume if they were doing all of this, it would be for a new record.
Sure.
But it was cool nonetheless. I loved it. And then, you know, just to kind of finish that out, they let you go into another room where you can take pictures and you get to see the big plastic beach sculpture, which was, I mean, it was much bigger than I thought it was.
Same. That's what I thought as well. Yeah.
So massive. You get to see a bunch of great murals. There's a great one right when you walk in of Jamie and Damon and the Gorillaz. Murdoch's in his underwear, which is very funny. You walk back. You get to see all the animatics for. What was the music video? Was it for?
Yeah. It
was a Plastic Beach video.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Yeah. Electric. No, not. That's the name of the demo. What's it called? Rhinestone Eyes. That's it. Rhinestone Eyes. Yeah,
Rhinestone Eyes. So you get to see it's like a mural, like a massive, just 2 or 3 walls of
storyboards
of animatic, and it's so cool. Storyboards rather, storyboards. And I thought that was so cool to see that in person. There's some new art from the mountain, obviously. There's a video that you can sit down and watch, which is a montage of all the Gorillaz videos, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like it's almost like a little mini like montage documentary kind of thing, because it shows like it goes through all the phases and like all the album stuff, behind the scenes stuff, and music videos and promo stuff and whatnot. It's like a mishmash of everything kind of thing.
We didn't really sit down to watch it, but we caught like a glimpse of it.
Yeah. It's a long apparently, you know, so
it's 20 minutes. But you know that you know that's more bang for your buck, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's funny because that little montage at the end is the only reason House of Kong is on Letterboxd. And everyone is reviewing the exhibit, and you know, some people are obviously reviewing the montage, but everyone's like, I just want to talk about the exhibit.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, I'm sure that little installation is really good. Yeah. But no, it was cool. It was really cool. And then you go into the merch shop, and then the stylo car is there, which was awesome.
That's the thing we didn't get over in the UK. I'm so jealous you guys got the stylo car, because we
they had to give us a little something, Jack. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh man, you know, I'd love to see that.
It must be because they shot it out here, right?
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Bruce is in it. Bruce Willis is in it.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But yeah, we got the stylo car. And then it's a lot of, you know, I'm usually not like a big like, oh, the exit to the gift shop kind of guy, but like I gotta be honest, the merch was pretty great.
Yeah,
I was very impressed. I was like, you know, man, I'm usually not a fan of like the merch being pushed on you as you leave, but the merch was good. The merch was really good. They had go ahead.
I was gonna say there's a lot of like just exclusive stuff that was literally only available there, and then like I was like and ahhing about a lot of things, and like what I bought there was like I bought the exclusive like a big sort of Gorillaz jumper with Phase 1 art, like Phase 1 promo art, just like you know, which is really comfortable.
What did I bought a noodle shirt, Phase 1 noodle shirt. I think
cool.
It's the D-side design.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. G-side. Sorry.
Yes. I know which one you're talking about, because that was there as well. I was very tempted to get that.
The neck of Godzilla on it.
Yeah. I was very tempted to get that one, but I think the jumper would out for me because it's a little bit expensive anyway.
Well, you were willing to spend the money. I was not.
Yeah. I know. I was willing to. I know. I was ahhing a lot anyway. It's like, man, I don't want to spend that much, but dang, it's too good.
I gave it to myself as a little reward because like I had a really long day that day. Like I had to go get my haircut, and then I had to take my driver's test to renew my license, which was really annoying. And I was starting to get a headache as I was like, I just need a pick me up, dude. Like I need something. Yeah. So I got a noodle shirt. Yeah, nice. But what was cool was like it was designs from almost every phase.
Yeah.
So like, I think by the time we had got there, they had cleared. You know, I think we went a week after it had opened. So I think maybe a lot of the primo stuff had kind of vanished by that point.
Oh, sure.
But they still had like the jackets and stuff, and I'm sure they'll send over more for like, because I think we're only halfway through it. They probably sent over more by now.
Yeah.
But no, I was very happy to get the noodle shirt. That was really cool. And yeah, that's about it for House of Kong. We could take House of Kong. Well, I mean, overall, I'll say like the hook that got me was the twist from the ultra dry, boring kind of like history of Gorillaz to the more immersive thing.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Because like as we were going through, I was like, there was a sense of like, really, like this is it, like like I could just do this myself. I can look at all this stuff myself. Why do I need a narrator?
Yeah.
And then they have Ben Mendelsohn come on and everything, and it's really cool. And I just it's a rare experience where I think because Gorillaz are so intertwined with so many live action elements and so many kind of like real life artists, that even though they're animated, the illusion is kept so well as you go through all of that that you could believe like all of this is real. Like it's probably the closest thing you'll ever get to like, it's gonna sound like a weird kind of comparison. It's very like almost walking through Who Framed Roger Rabbit in a way.
Oh sure.
Yeah,
I get
because like you're going through everything, and it's just like, oh yeah, like when they take off their clothes, they become real clothes. Like that's kind of like, or when they drop their instruments, they become real instruments. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like how I was kind of playing it in my head, and I was like, that's so cool. I loved it. I had a wonderful time. I get 5 stars on Letterboxd. I was well worth the $50. At first I was a little like, oh man, but the amount of work they put into that, more than enough to justify that price, in my opinion. And also, like I know some people were upset about the parking situation. Apparently, like to get valet parking is like $30, and I'm like, around that area, the parking's not bad. Like we found street parking like immediately on a weeknight. Go on a weeknight. We finish up work, go on a weeknight. Like I think we're open until 10 o'clock. Like you'll have more than enough time to get over there.
Yeah, I think it's funny because it does look kind of cool when at dark. Anyway, I don't think it was
so cool at night. It was so cool at night. That is the best time to go, in my opinion.
Cool.
Is like on a weeknight. You'll probably have a small group. Although now, maybe I'm telling you, more people go on weeknights. Yeah, it's there till March 19th, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
You have more than enough time to go. I highly recommend it. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, like it was just like walking through a live action cartoon. It was really, really cool. And it's an experience I think a lot of theme parks kind of struggle to I know that I'm sure Damon and Jamie are rolling their eyes when I say theme parks, but like, like it's an immersive experience that I think theme parks struggle to get, but I think more importantly, it's a good representation of Gorillaz as a thing. I think that's kind of the most important thing, and it's really. I just thought it was cool, and I'm trying to think. It made me nostalgic. It made me really nostalgic, specifically for like the earlier days of Gorillaz, and it also recontextualized some of the songs I wasn't crazy about initially.
Interesting, cool.
So like when I was listening to them, I think in that context, I just think the kind of overwhelming amounts of nostalgia I was getting was like, oh yeah, like this song was pretty good. Like maybe I'll give this another shot. Like, and I just think that now that I have that kind of attachment to that immersive experience, it let me enjoy those songs in a new way. Now that I can go back and listen to those songs, and be like, oh yeah, I like this song in that context. It was really cool. It's like hearing a good needle drop in a movie. It makes you rethink the song in a different way, I think. So I had a lot of fun doing that.
Nice.
It was really, really cool. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So that was my overall experience with that.
Nice. Oh, well, I'm glad you had a good time. I mean, I definitely felt the same way in terms of just like as an experience as a whole. It's just like, it's such an immersive experience that done in a way that does the band justice, and just in terms of like how it's set up as an experience, it's very well. I mean, I mean, just the amount of work that goes into like putting all the rooms and the props and just the the way it's sort of like, I guess, performed out in a way in terms of like just like how you go on this journey in terms of like as an immersive experience. I think they nailed it very much so. I believe it's the same people who helped out. I don't know if you're familiar with Banksy's Dismal Land. So over in the UK, yeah. It's the same
people who did that.
Yeah, it's the same people who did that kind of made like a very immersive, like dreary Disneyland-esque, but just like obviously based upon Banksy's artwork and stuff. Well, it was Banksy, but it was his team basically that also helped out with that. And yeah, it's the same people. It's Swear Studio. That's the company behind it. But yeah, it's just really cool to see all this kind of like prop work and just the experience as a whole. It's great. I mean, I was just happy to see the Plastic Beach in person, just because of just how like the detail, like it's just impressive to see how big it is in person, and there's also the amount of detail that goes into it, in itself. So it's just a marvel to witness in itself. So I was just happy with that. I would have been just happy to go and see that, but then again, the whole experience itself was just a great experience. And
sure.
And also there's some cool merch there if you want to get it. I will say, they have the programs there. Don't bother with the programs because, it's literally just. I mean, if you want to, you can. I bought one because I liked there's some like cool sketchings of early Gorillaz art that I kind of like to look at in person. But
sure.
It's the program itself is literally just various pieces that you can easily see online. It doesn't have any other information in it aside from like obviously
they had a bunch of just art books in general there too, which was cool.
Cool, like the Gorillaz art book, like
yeah, they had those. Yeah,
nice.
there.
Okay, cool.
And then they had the most shocking thing to me about that whole thing was that the vinyls were very reasonably priced.
Yeah,
like where I was just like, oh man, I don't have Plastic Beach on vinyl. I kind of want to get this. It's only like $25.
I know, it's
like it's a pretty decent price for a vinyl.
Yeah.
Because usually if you go to any record store, your vinyls are going to be between 30 and 40.
Yeah.
So the fact that was like a decent price, I was like, because you're getting it directly from them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not through a store that needs to make money. Like it's going to be priced. So if you want to go on a great experience and then get Gorillaz music for reasonable prices on vinyl, like that is another excuse to go there.
I was gonna say it was like £20 over here for like Plastic Beach and I think Humans.
Yeah, that's about what ours was. It was like, shit, man. Like, I'm tempted, and I'm not gonna do it, but I'm tempted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved. Yeah, it was just cool. I really just had a great time with it. Any closing thoughts on that? I can't wait till more. I'd love to see more bands try something like that.
Yeah.
Although I think Gorillaz is such a specific vibe. That it's such a strong aesthetic.
Yes.
That I think it just works completely for something like that.
Yeah.
Like as much as I would love like something like that for Weezer, like I think it might be trickier and it might come off as a little, cringy. But like I love Weezer, don't get me wrong, but like it would be my kind of cringe. I'm like, yeah, like I like walking through the set of Say It Ain't So. That'd be cool.
Oh, cool. I was just thinking of like a room that was just completely blue, and I was just like, this is the blue.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I think if they could recreate the Undone video or something, like the Undone soundstage or something like that, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And then
Buddy Holly and
that's another band that I feel like aesthetically is interesting. Their music videos are so cool. I mean, like getting to walk through a room that's like the Pork and Beans video with all the memes everywhere would be really fun. Or even like the island, and if you could recreate like a visual representation of the Island in the Sun video with all like the animals and everything, it'd be really fun too. Like I think once you get to like Ratitude, it might get a little shaky, but like I don't know.
Just have a replica of the dog and that's
great, guys. First of all, sorry, some people have talked in chat. I apologize for not. We kind of started going on a rant here. I said Venezuela before, and somebody commented Venezuelano. Okay. And then Coop Animates is here. Hey guys, a little late. I'm here working on Toon stuff as per usual. Very cool, Coop. Appreciate that we are your animating podcast, so to speak. Even though this is the loosest terms of a podcast, it's literally just us rambling. And you just heard me talk for like 15 to 20 minutes about, like an art exhibit. But yeah. Glad everyone's here. Hope you guys are enjoying this so far. We're having a good time talking about House of Kong. I think we could ditch the House of Kong spoilers thing because we are done now with that.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does make me wonder, like, what. But you were talking about that, like, I think it's very rare that you can think of any other band to probably get away with that. I imagine, like, I think about
Floyd would be a good one, obviously. Like, I think Pink Floyd is like the one that, like, I feel like just sensory wise would be really crazy if you could pull something off, and the imagery for their album covers and then their art in general is like. Obviously, the wall. Could you imagine like that for the wall specifically? Like a wall. I'm sure there has to have been something like that for the wall.
Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, I think that could be really cool. A lot of electronic bands would probably fit right into that. Honestly,
Daft Punk would be so easy. Honestly, Daft Punk would.
Imagine like the Prodigy like walk through like immersive experience.
Yeah.
I think my senses will be dead after I come out of that.
Beastie Boys could be a good shout as well.
Especially with everything. Once again, aesthetically, Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Like so many different phases.
Oh, absolutely.
To their identity. I mean, like going from like the kind of like troublemaker punk kids from their first record, and then up through like Hello Nasty, like the kind of more sci-fi B movie aesthetic, and and Spike Jonze with his stuff with like Sabotage and everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Good rock. Yeah.
Getting to see the car from Sabotage. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, artists and labels, it pays off. Do this sort of thing, because honestly, it's such a immersive experiences pay off. And I wonder if there's some people are coming in being like. Or like some artists being like, yeah, this would be actually a good idea. I wonder if I can get away with it doing something like this.
Yeah. Where's my Prozac immersive experience? I think they've wrapped up as a band, so they're probably never gonna do something like that. But no, I think just bands in general can do it. I think I'm trying to think of another one that could do it. Yeah, I feel like Pink Floyd is the one like my mind went to immediately.
Sure.
The Beatles, obviously. I feel like the Beatles have had things that are akin to that. Like obviously the Cirque du Soleil.
I mean
the Beatles.
They technically already have one right now in Liverpool anyway, which is the Beatles story, which is it's very I mean, as someone who went to it, it's so fun. I went to it on my birthday of all times. I went to it like it's because literally it's just like a. It's just like sets that are based upon, where they, obviously did their business and stuff like that, and all things relating to like their albums and whatnot. I remember near the end, actually, you go to there's a replica of John Lennon's Imagine set, where it has the white piano and just to replicate all that anyway. And apparently, because someone said it was my birthday, I got to sit right behind the white piano as a photo opportunity. So
that's awesome though. That's so cool.
It's cool, but I didn't know how to play piano, and I felt like I was just like, this would be good for a super fan. I love the Beatles, but I'm also just like, this feels a bit weird because it was just like I'm like entering the exhibit, which feels wrong in itself, like entering the space where I shouldn't be, and then just like sitting there being like, I guess I'm pretending to be John Lennon and stuff like that, so. I had my friend with me who was a bigger Beatles fan, and she sat next to me anyway to help me, not make me feel as awkward. So, I mean, it was fun. It was fine. You get.
They had something like that over. I'm sorry to bring up Universal Studios again. This is Warner Brothers. I went over to Warner Brothers Studios. This is WB. They have like a studio tour or whatever, and they have the one. They have all the Batmobiles. I'm like, oh god, just let me sit in the '89 one, please. And they do not let you sit in it, unfortunately. But guess what you can sit on? The friend's couch.
Oh, great.
I was just like, I remember I told my parents, like, I want to sit on alone. Let me take a picture alone. And then everyone come take a picture. Parents got so mad at me. I'm like, I just want one for my Facebook profile. Like, that's what I want. And then I never ended up using it anyway because it looked so bad.
Oh.
But no, my parents were so angry. Like, oh, why'd you make us wait? And I was like, whatever. I just wanted it for my Facebook profile. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I wish, I guess, like, my only notes, and this isn't spoilers at this point, my only notes for the Gorillaz one was, there was a lot of Murdoch, which was cool. I wish we got more of the other Gorillaz talking.
Sure,
I wish they'd gotten, like, I know Miho isn't the voice of Noodle anymore, obviously, because she was, like, the kid voice. But put Noodle in there, put 2D in there, put Russell in there. They're not really, they don't talk. It's just Murdoch you hear, I think.
Yeah.
That was my only real gripe, was that the other ones aren't really there vocally. And then that was about it. That was my only gripe. I just wish the other Gorillaz were there talking every now and then. I wish we got to hear, like, Murdoch and Noodle arguing, or, like, you know, it's something, you know, anything. That would have been cool. Like, I think that would have made it even better. Although I guess from Jamie and Damon's perspective, I think I know they had a walkthrough of it at one point, and they gave notes about it. I do wonder if maybe they were like, hey, this might be a little overstimulating. Maybe they did have them in there more at one point. But no, I think overall is perfect. It's that one little tiny critique, but that's it. That's a nitpick. And that's something that I wish was there, and not something that was there that I didn't like.
For me, it kind of like, I think my only critique was probably just like, you wish you were in the rooms for a little bit longer. And
sure, absolutely.
Despite it being like quite it's a reasonable time in there. You know, I think it's like around 45 minutes.
30,
right?
Yeah, it's a 30
yeah, it flies by. It does fly by. So, you kind of want it to be a little bit longer, I guess. Just like have us like stay in those rooms just for like a little bit longer, something like that. I mean, that's my only critiques about it. So,
Bumbly is here. So
Hey,
the goats
Bumbly.
are streaming. Thank you so much. I've never been referred to as a goat, but thank you. Yeah, I was thinking of another one that it's not an immersive experience. Well, I guess it was an immersive experience, because at one point it becomes that. Björk had an exhibit at I think it was MoMA. Museum of Modern Art. If I'm not mistaken. Hang on, let me see where that was. That was years. That was like 2016.
Wow. Which album was that though?
Björk.
Which album was that for?
What album was it for? This is okay. She's doing a new one. 2015. It was for Biophilia.
Right.
Okay. So, it got very bad reviews at the time. Which it's funny because I didn't go into it expecting like to be blown away. I'm like, oh, I was gonna see a bunch of cool Björk stuff. And that's really what it was. They had her costumes from everything. They had a reel of her music videos playing on like a bunch of walls, which was kind of cool. And if you ever, her music videos are pretty amazing. So just having those kind of there was really cool. And then it becomes an immersive experience because, let me see. You go into a room, and trying to figure out what exactly it's a music video you watch, and the way it's designed is that depending on what side of the room you're sitting on, you'll get a different mix of the song, or you'll hear different things. So it's like her running up a mountain or something is like the video. The video itself is one of my favorite Björk videos, but I thought the experience of that was really cool. But this got really negative reviews. I think people kind of were just like, "Oh, it's not high art or whatever." Like people were pissed off because it wasn't like super. It felt like a celebrity kind of like gimmick, I guess. That's why they were upset about it. There wasn't really they didn't see any kind of merit to it. I think had it been released as its own thing, like in a warehouse or something, it would have gotten much better reviews.
Sure.
But because it was kind of like a slideshow of Björk's career, that people were kind of upset with it, and that it was kind of taking up space in MoMA. Yeah, I mean, I had fun with it. I didn't mind. It's cool. It was the music video for Black Lake. It was the music video for Black Lake.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Good stuff. Nice. I had fun with it. What else has been going on? Jack, what else have you been up to?
Well, aside from like, I went to, I think I told you anyway, obviously earlier on, but I can say in the chat, I went to see, went to my local cinema last night to see a Jeff Buckley documentary, and I'm very curious if anyone here knows who Jeff Buckley is, because I think he was definitely much more popular, and he's an American artist. The film we saw was called It's Not Over, Jeff Buckley, and it's basically a documentary about his career. It's just a music documentary about his career and how he had obviously one great successful album. I mean, you'll know Jeff Buckley as more famously as he sung Hallelujah. Yeah, he sung a version of Hallelujah that was very popular, and but like obviously the whole album anyway in general is just great, and it's now one that I definitely grew up with when I was a child. I guess funnily enough it came out the same year I was born, so makes sense. But yeah, it's just a really sort of a it's a very he unfortunately passed away quite young, and the documentary kind of goes through sort of like these relationships with people. You get obviously Talking Heads. It's a very like typical music documentary about a talent who was obviously had such a legacy and unfortunately passed away through hard times and stuff like that. But I guess in the case of Jeff Buckley though, he's very it's tragic in this case because he seemed like he was on his way of getting back into it, and just unfortunately just one tragic accident that happened didn't, the stars unfortunately it didn't, the stars didn't align. He passed away way too young, and such. So but it's a very cool documentary in terms of just like learning about him as a person, and because he's quite funny as well, actually, to be fair. But like the especially the women in his life. There's at the start of the film, it focuses really on the two artists that he was in a relationship with, and his mother particularly. Because his mother was actually a teenager when he was born, and was also he's also the son of Tim Buckley, which was also a very popular folk artist, I think, but who passed away also quite young as well. So, but clearly in the film it shows like him being like he wants to be disattached from like him in general, especially in terms of like the similarities and whatnot. Especially that's especially the case anyway, because his music is definitely not doesn't sound anything like Tim Buckley's. But I'd say it's a good documentary, and if anything, it just made me realize how great of an artist and album Grace is, because it's very those songs just like just the way he sings, he's very inspired by like female musicians in particular, and you can kind of hear like a bit like Nina Simone but also like different like Indian artists as well, like and just like the way he achieves those like higher octaves, which is crazy work, so
I think over here we kind of tried to squeeze him into like the alt box. It's kind of what I went back to with talking about Gorillaz, where like if you didn't fit into like mainstream rock or mainstream pop, you would get thrown into the alt box. It's so funny because like I've been watching people have been uploading uploading just full blocks of MTV recently to YouTube. It's really cool to go back and watch kind of what was popular back then. but they had a thing over here called the Buzz Bin, which was for alternative artists who were kind of catching a little fire over here.
Oh, okay.
And they would literally call these things bins. You know what I mean? They would literally just like, hey, you're a one-hit wonder. You go in here. So I just always thought that was really funny, like how we just try to put everything in a box, literally to the point of naming the programming block a box. Yeah, I think we kind of we didn't know what to do with him over here as far as like success goes. But I've heard of him. I remember specifically I had in high school, my friend's mom was like a massive fan of him. Like loved that album, loved that record. Mm-hmm. So like I was aware of him for sure. But it's interesting to hear that he had much bigger success over in the UK.
Yeah, in Europe in general. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's sometimes the case where, and I mean, not to, it's not like that. It's the case of like, I guess we like to expand more in terms of music taste. It always seems to be the case in Europe where it's just like, these artists are from America who don't go well in America, but then they come up to Europe and it's itself, and it's just like they just do massive numbers, and just like it just goes down way better. I think about funny enough, I think about the Killers in general. Like the Killers are big, but like here in the UK, they're a UK band almost. It's so funny.
Yeah, no, it's well, I think initially they were massive over here. Like that first record was huge over here. You could not turn on the radio and not hear Mr. Brightside.
Sure, yeah.
So like very, very big over here. And then I think they released Sam's Town, and Sam's Town kind of was like a little bit of a disappointment record sales wise over here, because it was such a departure from the glitzy, glossy stuff on the first record. It's a much more kind of earthy record.
That's crazy, because that's my favorite album from them. I love Sam's Town.
I've heard that's the case for a lot of people. But after that, we kind of just lost interest in them over here. And they, of course, I mean, they still would play tons of stuff over here. Mm. But like, I think from there they kind of I don't even know if they ever had another hit after that over here after that first record.
Not even Human, or was Human a big hit?
Check. I'd have to check.
Because I can't think of any other, like over here in the UK, like Mr. Brightside, like it's still in the UK charts in the top 200.
Yeah, so over here, Mr. Brightside and Somebody Told Me were massive hits.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, Sam's Town. I don't think it debuted number 2 on the Billboard 200. That's pretty big, actually.
Okay.
But I just think like, I don't remember any like radio hits off that album. As far as I could be wrong. I completely wrong. But Day and Age, maybe. What was the song that you said? Human? Let me see.
Yeah.
Charts.
Oh,
Billboard Hot 132. So it was a moderate hit over here.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. But I just think that first record just eclipsed everything. That was the thing. Like anything after that was kind of like, it was a hit, but it wasn't like Mr. Brightside or Somebody Told Me. Because they still play those on the radio like all the time.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. But I'm sure you have more variety over there in terms of your killer songs.
Obviously, the second album went down quite well over here. I mean, when you were young, obviously went to number 1. Human went to number 1. Although by the third album, it did feel like the band was starting to, it was kind of, I guess, the last big album over here technically. And while the other albums were still a good success, that was the kind of like, I mean, from my perspective anyway, or after that third album, I kind of fell out of love with them.
It does look like When You Were Wrong was a hit over here, 14. Okay. So, all right, I don't know what I'm talking about then. Oh well.
Well,
I just think those other two songs were so overplayed that like, I am not that I don't think the Killers are a good band. I'm not like a massive Killers fan.
That's okay.
So that's probably why I'm not remembering specifically like, what were hits and what weren't.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
That was like, my little sister was a massive Killers fan.
All right.
So yeah. No, it's interesting though, like that. Just like those two songs were so massive that like I don't know. I listened to what was the album I listened to that it was their newest one, which was
Oh.
very like Bruce Springsteen-y, and I was like, this is pretty fun. It's Pressure Machine.
Yes.
I like that one. It was pretty good. I remember listening to that album when it came out. I was like, I like this. This is fun. But yeah, I've never really been into them otherwise. Yeah. I forgot, how did we get on the Killers?
Well, because we were talking about like how like sometimes how American bands, you know, their success doesn't work out.
Oh, they just get bigger elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were big here, obviously, but yeah, I think maybe just bigger in the UK overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the whole phrase is like bigger in Japan, you know. Or big in Japan, which is like a lot of power pop bands have that for some reason. Like a lot of like Weezer is massive in Japan apparently. And I remember I was talking to because we kind of talked about this a couple streams ago, but there was this artist I love, Jason Faulkner, and he was talking about like how he played in Japan. It was just like he would play shows out here, and people would come out, you know, but it was a much smaller venue. But then you'd play in like much bigger venues in Japan, and he was just saying it's just like the culture in Japan is much more like they're much more into music as a whole. Like it's a whole it's like a much bigger subculture over there. Like people really love their favorite bands over there.
Yeah.
So like you get much more welcome, and it's just nicer to be out there.
Nice.
So yeah, I always thought that was really cool. But yeah. Some bands just hit different elsewhere. It's funny. I was talking to our composer for Starstruck, Michael, and I was telling him, I was like, there's this Australian band I really like called Lotel. I'm like, maybe you know them? He's like, no, never heard of them. I'm like, that's so weird that like you know that like I know this like really kind of niche indie Australian band that seemed to have a hit over there, but you don't know them. And it was just very surreal. But yeah, it's just funny. It's funny the amount of stuff that's like that gets big elsewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's. I mean, I think about nowadays anyway, though, where in terms of like that doesn't matter though anymore, right? Because it's just like streaming has become a big space in general.
I think everyone's in their own bubble now, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of in their own bubble. Like it's really hard to get a monoculture thing going on. I was kind of talking about the MTV stuff before. But it really was like they've been uploading like what was it called? What's the block? It's like the morning block where you're eating breakfast. You wake up and you watch an MTV. Let me see. It is called MTV Up TV. Let me search MTV. It'll just probably come up. They're showing me a lot of downtown now. There's Late Night with one of the blocks. MTV Late Night.
Okay.
What's their block? Super rare MTV block. Dreamtime. Dreamtime is what it's called. Hey K-Master, how you doing? MTV Dreamtime, and it's like while you're waking up, like 6 a.m. to like I think 12 p.m.
Okay. Interesting.
or 6 a.m. to 11 or something, and they just play they play just whatever is kind of big, and like it could be anything. I mean, obviously alt rock was like the thing at that point. But then you'll be watching like a video for Veruca Salt, and then the next video will be like Janet Jackson, and it's just like that was the monoculture back then. It's just like, yeah, grunge is big, but also R&B is really big too. Like, and we'll play them together because that's just what's happening. And now everyone's in these niche boxes, and kind of going back to Gorillaz like completely shatters that in a way. You know what I mean? So like they don't fit into these boxes that people are trying to squeeze them into. So yeah, I just thought it was really interesting. I highly recommend if you guys want like a good crash course in what like 90s culture was like, everything from the music videos, the aesthetics, even to the commercials, because these are uploaded with commercials, which is awesome. It's really cool to go back and see like what people were kind of into back then. And just how everything kind of ran with each other. Like you didn't have to be in your own streaming box. You could be into variety of genre, and you still can be. There are people who are into every kind of genre right now. I'm not saying this is everybody, but like the large chunk of people are staying in their lanes right now, which is very sad. It's like every time you go onto a video on YouTube and you'll see somebody be like I'm a metal guy. I don't usually listen to R&B, but I listen to this song and I love this song. And it's just like, well, you don't have to be like that. You can listen to other stuff, dude. Like if you like this song, chances are you'll like other things in R&B. So I don't know. It's sad that we're kind of in these boxes now, I guess.
Yeah. I just also want to say that I've seemed to have missed. I've seemed to have done a mistake with this hand here, because obviously the thumb should clearly be on the this left hand should clearly have
has a right hand thumb.
A right hand thumb, and no one. I mean, I'm not going to take the blame for this because none of you guys corrected me. So this is
Listen,
on you.
I'm lecturing people on Gorillaz a second ago and getting many facts wrong. So I already had my hands full. Okay.
So I'm blaming this on you, Gary. I'm blaming this on chat. Clearly you guys
chat,
didn't let
be
me
more
know.
active. There's like 4 or 5 of you in here. Come on, you guys can help us out.
Yeah, what the hell, guys?
Yeah, it's so funny because if you look at some early promo stuff for Starstruck, we had a very similar thing where Harper's hand is on backwards in one of the pictures.
Really?
Dude, hands are hard, okay? Hands are really hard. It's a cliche, but it's true.
Well, I forget which is like a thumb, and well, I don't know, because then I do my own reference, but then of course it's because I'm drawing in one hand and I'm using my own hand in the other, and then sometimes I do the mistake of being like, oh no, that right hand's a left hand because I'm using my left hand as the reference. So it's like, oh, God damn it. So it's a very I don't know, it's a very silly mistake. But look, it's fine. We'll fix it. We're fixing it right now, right?
Yeah. But I'm back on the MTV thing.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see MTV post Kurt Cobain dying. Because if you watch any block past like April, when did he die? Did he die on? Hang on.
Did he die on?
He died in April '94. What?
Was it not 93, 94?
94. It was 94. I'm just trying to remember the day. April 5th, 1994. If you watch anything post April 5th, 1994 to like 96, 97, there is at least one Nirvana video in every block.
Wow.
Maybe two sometimes. Because it was just, the impact was so big. But interestingly enough, I watched one the other night. I just had it on the background. That was the top 20 videos of 1993. And Nirvana was on there. Like I think Heart-Shaped Box did place relatively high, but they did a top 10 of like the top 10 alternative albums of the year according to the charts or whatever. And In Utero was only at number 5. And that's, I don't know, that just, it was so bizarre to me because I was just like, wouldn't that be bigger? Like, wouldn't that have been bigger?
Well,
like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know.
I was gonna say, because I guess the second album was quite raw, right? It's a very
I think that's what it was. I think it was kind of divisive at the time.
Yeah.
To listeners, I guess. To critics love that record.
Yeah.
But as far as a pop record goes, the first one's a much more of a pop record. And I say that because Kurt was into pop. Kurt, like, if you read anything about him, he was like a massive early Beatles fan. So like, he loved melodies and harmonies a lot. He just put like a sludge over. He just threw sludge on it basically, which is cool. That was different at the time. It was really, really different. It was awesome. But it was just interesting to see like Heart-Shaped Box. I mean, I don't think it helped that Heart-Shaped Box was like the only video they made for that record as far as I know. I know there was supposed to be a video for Pennyroyal Tea, but he died before they could shoot it. Right. Was there a video for All Apologies? There was a video for All Apologies. It was the unplugged version though. That's the thing.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. That's another crazy thing. If you look at their unplugged album, how nearly half of it is covers, and the other half is like really obscure Nirvana songs. Obviously, like they don't play Teen Spirit. the closest thing they played to like a massive hit was "Come as You Are." But I don't know. I'm going on about Nirvana now. But yeah, it's just very interesting to see, like, for someone we consider like the poster boys, like the poster boy of the '90s, Kurt Cobain. The fact that by In Utero, it wasn't that he was necessarily falling off, but like In Utero wasn't this massive hit after oh my god, I'm losing my mind. It wasn't a massive hit after their second record.
Right. Yes.
So like oh my god. Never mind.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why I was losing my mind there.
It's okay. I would have helped.
Yeah,
actually, I would have helped you, but I'm in the process of just about blowing my nose. I'm just gonna mute myself for 1 second.
You go for it. Go for it. Jack is blowing his nose. You can't hear it, but he is.
All right, there we go. It's so funny because I muted myself. I muted myself for the sneeze, but I did that on Discord, so I think chat still heard me sneeze.
Oh no, no, they didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
All right, I know, because I muted myself on Discord, but I didn't mute for public like video.
Oh boy, I'll have to cut it out later.
Oh no, yeah, mute that out, please. Like a proper dad sneeze.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see, like, I know there's a very it's not viral video, but there's a very well-known video of I think MTV went to a college campus and they were talking to people about their reactions to In Utero.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, I don't like it. It's raw. It doesn't sound as good as the last record. Like the tunes are still there. I like a lot of the songs, but I don't like the production. So I do wonder if that had something to do with like maybe the kind of less than stellar kind of like chart positions of it.
Yeah.
Potentially. But man, that heart-shaped box video, it's so funny. Just like, when you watch a TV show and they parody videos from the 90s with all these like weird non sequitur kind of moments in them, just like edgy moments. I just thought it was very funny because like I'd always be like, oh, that's like an over-exaggeration, da 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 da. But then I watched the heart-shaped box video, and that is like a ton of imagery that feels so unconnected at points.
Sure.
And you're like, why is a lot of this here? But no, it's still a cool video. I can't deny that. Discipline Dominance, what's up? How you doing? I wanted me to call your name out. I'm calling your name out. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. But yeah. Anyway, if you get me on 90s rock, I'll just keep talking about it. Forever.
It's great.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, well, something I did actually. I was gonna say actually something else I did also watch recently, or rather, because I know Mr. Cow. Is it Mr. Cow?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in obviously our chat last time we streamed, and I remember you mentioned because he's done obviously some videos about. Well, you linked me to that one video of his about that strange pilot.
Oh yeah, the thing that looks like a Tim and Eric sketch.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely
the Rumsfelds or something.
The Rumsfelds, yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's definitely very fascinating in terms of like yeah. I don't know. I always think about like, is there always a case where you see a lot of like these pilots not going anywhere? But then again, it's also like clear, like, oh, why? No wonder why this didn't go through, because it looks like absolute garbage, especially with the 3D stuff and like, sure, maybe it was like that was the seller. That was the point. You sell it to like, this is the initial idea, and hopefully if you're funding, you can get a bigger budget to make the animation. But I guess it's like, it's almost like, you have to really sell it in a way that's like, make it appealing. Otherwise, it's just like, well, clearly it's not going to go anywhere. And that pilot is not appealing. Well, it's not even like it's a teaser, right? It's just
yeah.
So it's. I mean, I'll check it out if they ever like cover it, in terms of lost media. But like, it's very much Yeah, they should have worked a little bit longer on the 3D. I don't know, because it just felt like it just, it just wasn't enough time for it to cook. Let's say that, in terms of the idea that they had. It could have been a cool idea, but I don't know. It just it didn't help it. But I was going to say the other one that I checked out from those videos, because it was the Elfington.
Yeah, what'd you think of that video?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it's just I mean, because I knew about the pilot, and I know it's been like referenced a lot in terms of like shows that could have been a hit series or whatever like that. But then again, when you find out more context about the comic, with like, I mean, that artwork is beautifully ugly. It's like the artist behind it is just like, he makes that artwork so like well done in a way that's just like, it works because it's obviously about very toxic nerds, very toxic fans, whatever.
Yeah,
so and following that culture. So it's very fascinating, like just I mean, it's very fascinating in terms of like, obviously when he produced the first couple of issues or comics, and then obviously later on when he kind of like concluded the series and stuff like that, and just like his sort of general commentary on that, especially in a later stage as well. Because I was thinking to myself like, oh, this makes sense for the 90s, and then having him to follow up with the conclusion happening around sort of the mid 2010s.
Sure. Yeah.
It's very like, it's funny. It's definitely funny, but it's also very quite raw in terms of these characters who you feel like you have. I mean, I've been very fortunate enough to not see these kind of people in person, but at the same time, I've heard like murmurs about these people, and it's like you kind of get a feeling of them when you go on Twitter, and you see people who are like very, critical and stuff like that, or argue in the Twitter comments or whatever like that. So it's like, you wonder like, oh, these are these kind of people, right? So, yeah, it's really well done. It's very exaggerated, but it's also very raw and these could be quite real people, and it helps especially with having that artwork being like so wonderfully, drawn in the way, in terms of like that they're very, but they're well, it's the details with these characters and the detail and the way, the fact that they're all like, you realize in the panel, like when they speak, they're all screaming at each other. Technically, they're all like yelling.
Yeah. They might as well be typed in all caps.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, no, I think Ahmad and I were talking about this before, and Ahmad was talking about how apparently Evan Dorkin had said the show would have taken a different path with how they developed the characters. And I don't know if that necessarily means it would have had a lighter tone, or there would have been a more hopeful kind of like arc for each of the characters.
Yeah.
But I think obviously in comics you have more freedom to kind of just do weird shit. So he went down that path of just like, let me just have this comic self-destruct in a really intriguing, cool way.
Yeah.
So I think that was cool in and of itself. So yeah, no, I think they would have had to take a different route. I think they would have had to maybe lighten up the characters a little bit, because if you do watch the pilot, they're still not good people.
No.
But they are maybe more relatable, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, I would argue that they're relatable in the comic too, because I feel like they're your worst impulses, like coming to the forefront. You know what I mean? Like it's the back of your head. It's very much it's akin to like a Tim Robinson sketch.
Sure.
I'm sure you're familiar with Tim Robinson, right, Jack?
Yeah.
Where Tim Robinson sketches are always very relatable to me because, or some of them are, because like they are the voice in your back of your head taking the wheel, basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's like, your worst impulse is taking the wheel. So that is always relatable to me in Tim Robinson sketches, because they always start these very mundane things that like your brain and the back of your head are kind of like theorizing about while you're talking to people, like, but you're not saying them. That's the part of your brain coming forward and then saying the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I think about the sketch where he eats the receipt. Oh my god. Or even the I mean, the most classic one is the 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 shakes,
Yep.
55, like that.
Yep.
Like that's something I feel like people have thought of. It's just like, what if, like, I did a pay it forward and then I made the guy pay for my stuff right after. Apparently a very real thing. I didn't know pay it forwards were a real thing, but they are. But no, I think that's very much Eltingville Club, where it's just like your worst impulses as a nerd to gatekeep, to collect everything, to never miss out, to never have a FOMO moment, basically. Like it is the worst aspects of it, and it corrupts you eventually. You get lost in it to the point where, like, you read Eltingville Club and you're like, do they even read the comics? Do they even watch the movies and enjoy them? Like it's like they're just fans of like the fandom, you know what I mean? They want to be part of the fandom, not actually engaged with the tangible, readable, watchable material, you know what I mean? So like I thought that was really interesting. And I think there is a point in most young men's lives who are adjacent to like nerd stuff where they do have those thoughts, and it's like, why are things coming into my realm? Da 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 da. Like, why is my thing becoming popular? Da da da. Like, I don't like this. I like having my safe space to enjoy things. Like, and now other people are getting it. I think and it's not just nerd stuff. I think like everybody has that moment. Like, let's say a niche musician you like starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's just like you feel like your thing has been overtaken, and then you become a toxic person because of that. You're like, I was a fan first. Da 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 da. And like there's a hypocrisy to it, and I think most kind of specifically nerdy young men go through that, and it's gross, and you kind of just have to hope that most of them will grow up, you know what I mean? Like it's sad, and but it's unfortunately with the way fan culture works, that's unfortunately you can fall down a rabbit hole and get stuck there forever, you know, like it's really bad. So you kind of hope that people pull themselves out.
We could just hope they learn from it, really. They hope they learn from the experiences of just, that thing. Because, I mean, especially nowadays, we need to be very, I
think it's so much worse nowadays because of the internet. It's so much worse.
Chronically online.
The anonymous nature of everything, you know what I mean? Like, you can just be an asshole and get away with it. It's terrible. So but I think it's now with the kind of, in terms of social media becoming more like your personal profile online, it's harder to kind of like, it's harder to kind of hide behind an anonymous handle now. Obviously stuff like YouTube still has their profiles, and you can kind of switch them to whatever you want to be and be a jerk and everything. But for the most part, you kind of just got to be careful with what you say online. You gotta, unfortunately. And just gotta learn from your mistakes, like you said, Jack. You gotta push forward. I'm sorry I skipped over this, but it looks like Coop kind of came in and swooped in, helped us out here. Thank you, Coop.
Thank you,
but Discipline Dominance said, I want to start an art channel for streaming. Any tips? I mean, Jack, do you have any tips for streaming? Because you kind of with me.
Well, same here. I mean, it's more just a fact of like I've been streaming in general. I mean, I guess it's just like, just go at your own pace, I guess. I mean, we've kind of been taking our own pace in terms of like, what we want to talk about, or or what we want to draw and stuff like that. I think a handy thing is just knowing upon like knowing the basics of like doing all the scene. I mean, because I'm using OBS, and when I first got it, I was just like, because I knew it was handy for streaming, I just didn't know like how all the sources and scenes things work. There's a lot of great tutorials that really help you upon that. And I think if you get like a basic setup in terms of like, your start screen, or I call it my loading screen, and then your main scene, which is like obviously what you're looking at right now, which is obviously where you're drawing, and we've got the banner on the side here where you can see us talking and stuff like that. And then we have got the ending screen, which is it's basically once you learn the kind of learn your basics upon like how to just set up, and then it's like in terms of like that really helps in the long run. But then because then after that, once you know the basics, like I can experiment a bit more. Like I can maybe make the banner do like obviously this GIF animation where it's like going back and forth between as you can see, drawing and talking, and then we promote the new episode, we promote our show. So you can do cool things like that, and but in terms of like what to, do you go in your own pace in terms of like what you want to draw and stuff like that? Because, and I think, and somehow I think, that's how you find your audience. Because do you, which I think is a very cliche thing to say, right? Because it's just like, I can't tell you how to act in terms of streaming, but at the same time,
yeah,
it's
I think we found a pretty good balance of just like initially we were like, we're going to talk about way back stuff and and we still do talk about way back stuff. We talk about failing up. I've mentioned Starstruck a couple times here about just like certain things, but like I think most importantly, it's just to talk about things you like. I have found that personally, like with I've started doing little side shorts videos of recommendations for things I really like that I do in tangent with Wayback, where I'll post them to my personal channel, but then I'll collab with Wayback to put them on there so you guys can see them as well. But I think just sharing things you like and personally for me endears me more to a creator than complaining about things. Yes. I feel like we're coming out of a generation of YouTubers that have just made their entire kind of empire on just complaining about things. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think certain things deserve critique. Don't get me wrong. We need voices like that. Yeah. But there is an air of like the ultra negative guy that's out there right now that is more prevalent than, people just recommending certain things to you. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe of these streams too, where we just talk about things we like mostly. Sometimes we'll dunk on a couple of things here and there. Like I think but we try to keep it pretty chill. Like I think it's also like there's, oops, I hit my arm on the table, Tam. There's unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I think there is a disconnect from like when you're talking about things and trashing things from like the people that made those things, and you kind of lose sight of like, hey, humans made this thing. Like, it's fine to be like critical of something. That's totally fine. But when you start getting into personal insults towards those people, I think that's like, I don't know. It crosses a line to me to where I'm like, I don't like this anymore. Like it was funny when we were dunking on like the thing itself, but like, I think you kind of get lost in it eventually, and you start insulting people.
I mean, that's so funny because we were just talking about obviously Elfington. That's the whole point of, right? Especially with these sort of like these characters. Like
I used to really like those hyper negative kind of just like super over analytical videos about movies and stuff. Because it was like, haha, this is a bad movie and let's dunk on it forever. But it's just like, after a while, it got very tiring.
Sure.
And then the personality types I saw kind of coming into those spaces were like, ugh, I don't like this. This is kind of gross. And I'm not naming names, but I'm sure you could put some people together. But like, I think I just feel like there is a kind of disregard for people after a certain point. Like you don't think about like, hey, somebody did work really hard on this and maybe you don't like it and like like I don't know. I just feel like specifically those types of YouTubers I've kind of tried to avoid. But I'm trying to think specifically. Like there are movies that I think are worth kind of like being critical over. I think we all had a really fun time being hypercritical of stuff like Morbius and Madam Web. You know what I mean? Sure. Like those are fun monoculture moments where we're like, yeah, this stinks. Like, like this isn't very good. But in all of those, I never feel like anybody ever went after like the director or anything like the directors or anything like that. It was literally just like, we know that these are products of a huge company that were made by the company, and the directors probably had very minimal input into how they could turn out.
Yeah.
So like it becomes more of like you're punching up. You know what I mean? Yes. Like it's you're punching up at a big company. I just feel like other people would kind of go after the actors or like the directors, and those people are worth critiquing for sure, but it just gets to a point of personal insults where I can't do that.
Sure.
So to kind of bring it all back, I just feel like specifically with our streams and my videos, personally, I just like talking about things I like, and there's so many things there's many more things that I like than that I don't like.
Yeah.
So it's not very hard for me to talk about things that I like, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, I guess I can also say as well, if you're struggling to talk about things, I guess, I mean, I say like maybe like if you want to talk about some things, I mean, granted, you'll probably be just focusing on doing your art, stuff like that, and that's fine, that could be enough. But checking if there's anyone in your chat, checking in your chat, see how they're doing and stuff like that, and if
yeah, absolutely.
And if I mean, fortunately in this scenario, it's good to have like someone to go back and forth with. So if you have like a friend who just like who doesn't mind like chilling with you for like an hour or two, just like have him come on, have him just chill along with you, and so you can talk about stuff and whatnot. So but of course it's entirely up to you anyway to like, if you want to just like just keep it chill and just like have you just draw the art. Sometimes that's enough. People like just have that second screen, and stuff like that, just to have like to look over and see how your art's doing, because that's always a good thing to have, like when someone's working on something else and it's just like you just need some background something anyway.
Sure.
I'll say maybe just try and find also, if you want some music, just there's
plenty of artists out there who will let you use your stuff as long as you credit them. We're using Louis Zong's music. And we have him credited in the description. So it's been really fun to have his stuff on here. It's cool.
Yeah, because he's totally fine with it. He said so, and in a tweet, I can find the tweet. I do have the tweet. But like he said, it's just as long as you support, like you throw him like a little dollar, and it's all available on his Bandcamp, and it's got loads of music on there. Just like maybe just throw in like $1 or something to one of his albums or EPs, and then you can just play it in the background, and stuff like that. So,
I do want to say we have gotten 5 subscribers since we've started this stream, which is pretty cool.
Nice one.
Yeah, and the views for the latest episode have gone up, so pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, we almost have 500 likes on it, which is really cool. Yeah, let's keep that going, guys. Keep bringing people in. Really cool. Also, consistency. I think Jack and I have figured out like this is a fun time for us to stream. We'll change it sometimes, but like most times we go back to like this kind of Sunday spot. It's just a nice kind of chill spot for us. It's the end of the weekend, kind of nice time to unwind and everything, and just chat about things. This is also just like it's a good week in review spot, I feel like, because like we can talk about things that happened over the week or that we did or something like that. Like it's not right in the middle of the week.
Well, it's funny because you're waking up, and then for me it's like it's my evening, so it's like
yeah, like you're winding down.
Yeah. So
no, totally.
It's funny in that comparison anyway. So although granted, I guess it's a lot for a lot of people. I don't know. I feel like our audience is mostly maybe state. So I don't know how many Europeans are about.
Yeah, I don't know how many people in here are from other countries or in the UK in general. Like, is anybody from the UK, or are we all from America?
Au Paris, bonjour,
or
ça va?
Yeah. Anyone from? Oh, got it. Okay, never mind. But no, I mean these seem to be working for us. Like we're making small strides, but we're still doing well. We're up to 4,100 subs, so like we're making our way.
Yeah. And
you just gotta keep plugging. Unfortunately, it's not like I don't know. I have felt slight frustration with like we're all working really hard on these things, and we're putting our heart and souls into Failing Upward and Starstruck. It's just like I don't necessarily know why the algorithm favors some animated content and then not others. Obviously. I think marketing is a big part of it. It's just really Jack and me for the most part. Obviously, we have Miranda who does backgrounds and Jaime who does the fantasy sequences. But like, it's hard to kind of market ourselves sometimes. I think because it's just such a small team. But it is frustrating to see sometimes, like, and usually it's stuff I love, like, blow up, and then it's like, we're still, like, scraping, like, 5,000 views or something, which, listen, the fact that anybody watches our stuff is great. Like, I love that. But it is, like, maybe just, like, couple thousand more would be nice. Like you do end up getting a little greedy. That is a side effect with this, where it's just like you want to see your stuff continue to do really well. I would just say like keep your expectations in check, because like obviously like you want to do really well on YouTube, but it's very hard to attain don't look at other people and compare yourself to them, because I think that's a really bad idea. Mr. Tango says, "What's up? Just new. Hey, Mr. Tango, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. Algorithm brought you here. I like to hear that. If the algorithm's bringing you here, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel like we've gotten enough new subs to where I'm like, hey, maybe we should reintroduce ourselves. My name is Gary. I'm here with Jack. We do a show called Failing Upward, which is a slice of life show about two friends who live long distance from each other and kind of just talk to each other on the phone about their day. And yeah, we do art streams pretty much every Sunday around the same time, 12 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. EST, and then was at 7 p.m. for you, Jack, in the UK?
Yeah, around 7, 8. Yeah.
7, yeah. So we do these streams every Sunday. Feel free to check around our page. We have a new show pilot coming out called Starstruck. It's a sci-fi comedy about a girl who is the personal assistant to an alien rock star. If you guys like the sound of that, tell your friends, share the Wayback page. We need as much hype as we can get. The more, the better.
I was going to say, I was going to ask actually, what which news can you say about Starstruck? Because
I can talk a little bit about Starstruck. So, Starstruck is that thing which the show is the pilot is talking about. I literally just finished perks for it. So those perks are going to be shipped tomorrow. If people donate to the Indiegogo, they get those perks. And Starstruck is a totally different team, by the way. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Starstruck is like a 10-person team for an animatic that we're doing. The animatic itself is pretty much finished. It's just getting some small edits. And then the voiceover is done. We just need to do some Walla and ADR, but that won't take very long. And then I need to go through it and do some sound effects. And the music is pretty much done. It just needs to be synced at this point. So I'm hoping by mid-April we'll have the music synced. We'll have the title cards and credits done. And that would just leave the sound effects and Walla, basically. And the hope is that we'll have it all done by May. I'm crossing my fingers right now because it's a tight deadline, but I think we can do it. I think if you come to MomoCon, maybe you'll get to see a sneak preview of Starstruck. I can't promise it'll be totally 100% finished by then, but yeah, that might be the first place we're going to show off Starstruck. Very excited for that. I'll probably make a shorts either this week or next week, kind of once I have my time for the panel and everything. I can make a shorts saying like, hey, we're going to be at blah 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 at this time, like come down and visit us. But the Starstruck will probably be at MomoCon in some form or another. But if you were an Indiegogo backer, you're going to get a personal file of the animatic, because we are not releasing it for a while. So it'll probably go to festivals and everything like that. We'll probably be doing it as like a work in progress thing there. But backers get like the animatic as a file. So yeah. We have somebody from Spain here. Mr. Tango is from Spain.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hola.
Yes. Awesome.
Sorry. That's so cliche. Such a typical thing to say. Sorry. And
it's okay, Jack. You're fine.
Okay.
But yeah, no. That's what's going on with Starstruck. yeah. So keep your eyes out for that. I'll probably be posting about it more on Wayback. It'll probably be a conjunction thing. It'll be posted to the Wayback page with a collaboration by Dom Farah, who's been on YouTube for years now, since like 2000.
Guys, it's the Shoot the Whoop guy. It's the Shoot the Whoop guy.
Yeah.
No, I know. He's just more than I know. He's great.
Yeah, no, Dom is a great short filmmaker too. He's been really instrumental in helping out with this, and he's been on Newgrounds for years as well.
Yes. Yeah.
He has a really funny short called Earth that I really love, that I feel like didn't get enough attention. It's just literally, this is Earth. What the fuck are you doing? I have that stuck in my head all the time.
Well, he's also had a new album out recently as well. So
yeah, Dom's got a new record out. Very exciting. Yeah. Very exciting. Let me get the title of that up really quick so I don't mess it up. You think I would know it off the top of my head? But my brain is so preoccupied with other things. Well, he's got a new album coming out.
Oh.
He's got new singles out. He's got new singles out.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought it was already out.
Yeah, he's got his newest single is "Wrong with Me." But yeah, he'll have a couple of new records coming out soon. He'll have a new record coming out soon.
Cool.
Sorry,
my mistake. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's exciting.
You know what's funny actually about? I'll say it's funny because like the first time I know about Dom, as in like, I mean, granted I didn't even know he obviously did his Newgrounds work. I mean, I didn't realize it was him.
Yeah.
But like, I think at the first kind of like piece of like the first thing I ever seen him in or knew about him was we have a Jack and Dean who were like YouTubers over here.
Right.
And they would do...
Yeah, he was in a Jack and Dean short, huh?
Yeah,
he was in a couple of them, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Yeah. So that's how I got introduced to him, by Jack and Dean.
I got introduced to Dom because he did a video called "Dom and Tim Get Into a Fight." And it's just him and his friend Tim Kish, and they get into a car and they just start screaming at each other about what Pokemon is the first Pokemon. And it's so funny because like it's like, is it Bulbasaur or is it like the dinosaur Pokemon? Like they cannot decide. Because like one has like fossils at the bottom of the sea, and then like the other one is literally number 1 in the Pokedex. So that's a really great sketch. Yeah, really, really good sketch. Mr. Tango asked how we're doing at the moment. We're doing good. And then just said Charmander. Charmander is in terms of the Pokedex, I think he's number 4, right? He's number 4 in the Pokedex.
Yes.
Because it goes Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I feel like. You know what's crazy as well? I'm starting to play. I mean, here's the crazy thing. First off, I'm playing my first ever Pokemon game ever because they.
Are you serious?
No. Well, Gary. So as much as I had Pokemon consciously throughout my whole life as a young child, obviously the kids in the school ground obviously played with their Game Boys, and the show was going on. Watched the show religiously when I was a young child. Obviously the movies were a big deal. And obviously I've been following it throughout this whole time. Obviously my later years I wasn't as big as a fan. I think after the
me neither.
After the third generation, after the third generation I kind of fell off. But of course since then I'm kind of like, I still like to follow it to see how it's going. It's crazy it's going for 30 years. But like I didn't have a Game Boy, or I didn't have like any of the consoles. Like I never played a Pokemon game in my life, and it's only till like recently, because I really wanted to play the old ones, especially and there was never a point where they ported that to anywhere. I mean, not on a console that at least I had at the time, anyway. And then they got ported the original Red and Blue to DS at one point, and you can play some of the older ones maybe on some of the consoles, but I didn't have those at the time, But so recently they released Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch for the first, and for the first time ever, and then apparently those are they're essentially advanced remakes, or basically they were the Game Boy Advance remakes of the original Red and green or blue, whatever. But with like, you know, second and third generation included as well. So, and even the Pokemon company says those are basically the essential versions of those, or you know, the perfect versions of those original Red and Blue games. So yeah, I'm basically playing those Pokemon for the first time ever, sort of, you know, revisiting it. I haven't gone too far yet. I'm kind of still like, for me, I'm just kind of like getting used to like, it's so funny because I spent like probably like 15 minutes trying to figure out the name for like my first. Because I was trying to figure out, oh, should I pick Squirtle or Bulbasaur, and like trying to like do like a acrobatics in my head, being like, well, this one has this, but this one has that, and then like it took me a further like 10 minutes trying to figure out what to call it, you know, because you need Pokemon's nicknames. So like just really like dumb, simple stuff that took me way too long to think about. But you know, it's I mean, it's fun. It's really cool to like you know, to get into it. But it's also, for me, it's like trying to rediscover, like, you know, like, oh, this is what, of course, because this is what it was like in the games, and not compare that to like the TV show or whatever like that, and like the difference between them both and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been, you know, so far for me it's been like kind of like just fun trying to like, get back into it and sort of like, you know, get used to. I mean, it's so I mean, you kind of like, I mean, as much as cool as it that Pokemon's gone 3D recently with the recent Switch games and stuff like that, there is such a novelty and such a like style and look to those original pixel sprites and whatnot, you know, where it just works. I don't know how they, you know, it just works in that kind of like look and feel, you know, where I feel like is nowadays is like, it's still cool, but at the same time I don't feel, it's weird, I don't feel as connected to it. I don't know, it's just something. But again, I guess that's also a nostalgia thing anyway. But it's just like, you know, I feel like this felt better when it was like pixels than as opposed to like 3D models of the Pokemon and whatnot, or of the world in general. So, yeah. Anyway, it's cool for me. It's cool to me finally revisiting these games for the first time.
Interesting that you're experiencing that for the first time as an adult, compared to like being a kid. Because I was there when like Blue and Red dropped, and it was just like. It was like a tidal wave. Like it was insane being caught up in everything, and the show, the games, the cards, like it was overwhelming. And I do wonder, I'm like would I have looked back on this a little more fondly if I had played? I mean, I love Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but there is part of me that was like, man, wasted a lot of money on Pokemon cards. You know, like, I probably could have bought some cool games had I not been buying Pokemon cards all the time.
Well, the thing is, did they make you happy, right? They matter.
Yeah, I was talking about this in Meredith Grand's. Meredith Grand does a stream with her brother Joe Grand, Yukino Joe. And I was talking to them about, like, you know, my parents definitely got frustrated that I was still buying like figures into like 8th grade and stuff like that, but I like collecting them. Like, that was my thing. And like, you know, KB Toys is selling Marvel vs. Capcom figures for like $10 where they would usually be like $20. Like, why wouldn't I take up that deal? And yeah, it does make me happy, but I think I look back upon certain things with more reverence, like figures and like games, than the cards. Sure. Because the cards back then, it just felt like a status symbol. Like, I still love the idea of the Pokemon cards and like getting stuff. Oh, by the way, Pretty Jade says, "Hello, I found your YouTube channel on my For You page." Hey Jade, how you doing? Yeah. Hang on one second. Just give me one second. I just gotta text my mom. She's just texting me.
No worries.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, oh, by the way, for the first time ever, we are about to hit 100 views in stream.
No.
Usually that doesn't happen until after stream.
What the? No, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we're about to hit 100 views. So, keep stalling. That's kidding. We're at 99 right now. But no, Pokemon cards. Yeah, I just feel like that was such a massive part of it. That, I mean, I don't know. I think I had more fun with Magic cards, because Magic cards I was never collecting as like, it was just purely to play the game, which I only played a couple times, but I had fun with it.
Oh, cool.
Pokemon, I never really played the game, but Yu-Gi-Oh was like the same way. Whereas like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it just felt like the next thing you had to have.
Sure.
I loved the games though.
Yeah.
I loved the games so much. Like I got lost in Red and Blue. And there we go, 100 views. Congratulations to us. Yay, 100 views. I got lost in those games. Like they really were like you felt that journey of going from Pallet Town to back to Viridian City and stuff like that. And it as a kid, that's what blew my mind more than anything. And I think I really loved, in retrospect, the aesthetic of the game more than any other thing in the franchise. It has such a fun, sketchy style compared to how kind of what's it called, like not detailed, but like more streamlined the anime was, I guess, and the cards specifically.
Yeah.
Some of the cards had a cool, sketchy style, but like most of them had kind of like the really slick style. But the game specifically, Red and Blue, just had like, it felt like an alternate dimension compared to the anime and everything else. And I liked that. That was really cool.
I mean, I wonder.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because I wonder, because I know some kids probably didn't understand like why the games were different to the show, right? Which I guess why they did Pokemon Yellow, where it had like some of the comparisons with it, especially with like
the Yellow is much more in line with the show for sure.
Right.
They made Pikachu cute. He's not fat anymore. Which I listen. I think fat Pikachu is so much cuter than the show one. Maybe that's just because he looks more huggable.
I mean, I don't think they did it on purpose anyway. It was just more the fact of like, we just made him a bit more rounded. And it's like, well, let's make him a bit more, because he's supposed to be quite an active Pokemon, right? So let's make him like a bit more, limber or stuff like that. But like, but of course I know I see the art of the original Pikachu and I'm just like, oh man, I love that guy.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
He's so cute in the original. He looks like a big squishable. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's funny because I saw the Pokemon movie in theaters. Definitely had like an emotional reaction to it. Hey JJ, how you doing? JJ says I still like the concept of Pokemon, and Pokemon-like games as well, but I'm still inept at play. Yeah, I can't play the trading card game either. I'm not really good at it either. But no, I think with Pokemon, I watched the anime, I saw the movie, but man, I gotta say, I think the Digimon anime is much better.
Yeah, sure.
And I know you can't really compare them because the only comparison is that it's about monsters that fight. You know what I mean? Very different stories. But Digimon offered such a rich world of like just wild designs, really weird. Nothing necessarily makes sense, but it kind of makes sense because it's the internet and like everything is like, everything is just wacky and weird and nonsensical, and I like that. And I just like the characters in Digimon a lot. I think Kai and Izzy and Matt and Joe and Sora and Mimi are very relatable, and TK are very relatable characters.
Yeah.
And as a kid, it's like your fantasy. It's like there's somebody in that group who's you. You know what I mean? There's like 7 or 8 kids in that group, and it's like one of those kids is probably you. So I like that about it a lot. I didn't mean to turn this into a Digimon versus Pokemon thing, but I was just
no.
I was kind of riffing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is unfair to compare because one was obviously a video game, the other is technically Tamagotchis, right? They originally. Yeah. They're just this basically the people behind the animation team were just like, one clearly went very hard in terms of the world building, and the story, as opposed to, I mean, not to say Pokemon didn't do that, but with Digimon, I guess the writers or the people behind it really they cared about it and they wanted to make it matter for children watching to really help get immersed in this world and the characters and whatnot. So it really paid off, I think, in terms of like that, that's why people still talk about it.
Absolutely. Totally, absolutely. I was gonna say, K-Master said Digimon had way superior anime, Pokemon had better games up until nowadays. Yeah, I mean, I played Digimon World as a kid, and I kind of did not like it. It was like, it's kind of, I feel like those games work best on a handheld, and
Sure.
sitting with my PlayStation, Digimon World is very slow moving, and it's just like it's not very good. I'm sure if I went back it would be fine. I don't know. Can anyone confirm if Digimon World is good? Can somebody tell me if Digimon World is good and I'm just being a hater? But no, it's so funny because like Digimon for years was the only RPG I had patience for. And I think it's just because it made you feel so like empowered. It's just like it really its system is really good. Like the original battle system is really good, and the concept that you can just catch all these things and you can level them up, and you can kind of tailor your roster to your personality was really cool. I liked that a lot. Whereas other RPGs were like you're controlling characters that do things and you have a fixed roster. You know what I mean? Like if you like these characters, you're gonna love this game. If you don't, you're gonna hate this game. And not to sound hipster about it, but like I think Earthbound was like the first time after Pokemon where I was just like, oh, I like this. Like this is cool. Like I'm having fun with this. I'm having fun in this world. And then from there, obviously, I went on to other games. But I think it really is about finding that it was just about like, it empowered you. It gave you so many options, you know, like it really, really pushed, and it pushed the limits of the Game Boy from what I know. Like it really, really did. So I love that game. Red and Blue are great. I even love Gold and Silver. I have very fond memories of playing Gold and Silver. After that is where I kind of fell off. I was kind of like viewing it through other people at that point.
Sure.
Great fun franchise. Glad you're enjoying the game, Jack.
Well, I mean, you know, I never kind of like the franchise. I mean, I have a good friend who is still very involved in the franchise and likes it very much. I mean, I think I feel like I have slightly gotten back into it in terms of like, 'cause even with the Pokemon cards, yes, I did used to collect them back when I was a child. I still got them, and even nowadays, actually, I'm kind of like, there was a little brief period, actually, you know, because I went onto eBay and I did start buying some, you know, not crazy money, just general like random packs, just general Pokemon and whatnot, you know, especially the stuff that I wanted as a kid. Mainly a lot of the Wizards of the Coast edition of the Pokemon card game, you know, not the later ones anyway. So I just felt very, you know, gratifying to like just get some of those cards, and especially in good condition. But I went to one birthday, I went to Amsterdam with all my sisters, and at the Van Gogh Museum they had a special Pokemon collab that was going on, and I mean it was apparently very popular because a lot of the merchandise there sold out, unsurprisingly. Because what the main thing they were advertising was that they got artists to design Pokemon like very in the style of obviously Vincent Van Gogh, or remixes of his artwork in the style of Pokemon. So it's all these like real pieces of artwork, but like Pikachu in the straw hat, or Snorlax in the bed, you know, in that one image, or you know, basically just like remixes of that. And I mean, we went there, and obviously it was very popular, and we saw those pictures in person. But then the treat was if you take part in the, I don't know, in like the questionnaire, or they had like a little like thing where like, you know, I mean, it was designed for children, but like everyone was doing it. Like you do a little questionnaire thing where you observe the pictures and stuff, and if you get all the answers right, you get a free special limited edition Pikachu Vincent Van Gogh Pokemon card.
Ooh, cool.
And I did. I went through it. I got the card. It was a little fun treat. I was like, oh, cool, I got this. It's a nice little novelty. Apparently, that's going for a lot of money online.
Do you still have it? Or?
Yeah, of course I still have it. I mean, the funny thing is that we could have, like, I've got like a lot of sisters, and like we could have all taken part in it and got them the card as well. So we could have like 5 of these Pikachu Van Gogh cards, and we could have just sold some of them for like great price and stuff like that. But we only got one because I guess you know, they thought, oh, it doesn't matter, we got one, that's all we need. But anyway, yeah, I still got it. I mean, my friend told me recently to like grade that shit, all right, you know, grade it, because that goes for a lot of money. And I'm like, yeah, I will. Okay, maybe, you know, I don't know. I'm very blasé about it, you know. But he wants me to anyway, for the sake of like you can still keep it, but just grade it, you know, see what it's worth and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do it eventually. Because I mean, I don't want to sell it because that's a memory for me, visiting the Van Gogh Museum in general. And funny enough, having that event there. But but like it's just funny that I think recently Pokemon seems to be seeping back into my life right now, which is very funny. I downloaded the what is it? That I even tried out the stupid sleep app that they put out because I was like, I thought it would help me with my sleep. I was like, oh, I kind of need something to help with my sleep. I may I'll use that, and I was like, it's nothing much. You just like you feed a Snorlax with your favorite Pokemon to get new Pokemon with abilities to then feed your Snorlax, and then it's supposed to help with your sleep cycle. But the better you sleep, the more new Pokemon you'll get, and then it's like that's the idea behind it. And I was like, okay, this is what's it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I do use it actually occasionally when I do need sleep better, so I'm just like, okay, I'll use it just to help me sleep better. And then of course recently there was the Pocket, right? The trading card game Pocket app came out, which is free to download.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll give it a go anyway. So I mean, it's because of my friend. My friend actually introduced me to it, and he wants me to get into it, so then we can start trading. He wants the exclusive cards, and I'm gonna try and help him a bit. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, what the cool thing about it is that I'm finally learning about how the game works. Because of course it's not the same rules as obviously from the Wizards of the Coast back in the day. So it's at least fun to like know like what the rules are in terms of these new Pokemon games. What the abilities and what and stuff. So it's a fun novelty thing anyway. So. But I'm just glad that I'm finally like playing an actual game for the first time, like one of the actual games and stuff like that. Especially one that I've been wanting to play the older games for quite some time. So check back next week anyway, so I can tell you my progress upon like
yeah
how did I defeat the first like two gym bosses. So I'll let you know.
Somebody mentioned in chat, by the way, Coop mentioned, I just realized this art is perfect. This art you're working on is perfect since it's Women's Day apparently.
Happy International Women's Day, everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
We're drawing old school young JC and Piper here.
Piper and JC.
Yeah. I guess in the context of the scene, I mean, do we need to reveal or why we're drawing them like this? Or
so this is just like in the context of the scene. Piper and JC are talking on AIM, and Piper sends her a picture of them when they were kids. So that's all I can say.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I can't wait to tell you guys more about like, the show, because we've started animating the new episode right now. And it's coming along great. The backgrounds are coming along great. Thanks.
You want to show the picture of like Relax JC, the one that we just approved today?
Sure thing. Yeah. Let me go to the loading screen. We got JC in a sort of like a new, because I mean she's not at work. She's just hanging out in her room, sort of like.
And the idea is that it's supposed to be like JC is supposed to be like, at this point in the show, like super relaxed at this point, because she was kind of uptight all the time. Like she's kind of chilling out, and there she is. With her ghost hand. Back to the Future hand.
Transparent hand, just because the sake of like, because we wanted to see the whole outfit anyway. So.
So this is her outfit for the next episode. She's chilling. She's got some ska shorts on, which I thought was really cool. And her shirt is Slumberland Records shirt. A lot of great bands on that label. Go check them out. They're all like dream pop and stuff like that. The Ropers are a favorite band of mine. Their first album is amazing. But Pains of Being Pure at Heart are on there too.
Cool. I was actually going to ask, like, because I mean, we had like some choices in terms of like what to put on the shirt. I wondered, like, I picked the Subbrand one, like, obviously.
The other ones were Sub Pop and which obviously Nirvana. But like a ton of other bands too. Ton of other bands. But then the other one was Berserk Records, who that's where Death Cab for Cutie kind of got started. Not specifically their first record, but like I think when they were indie, they were on Berserk, and also Say Hi was on Berserk as well too. So like bands that I really like. But Slumberland, I think also kind of fits the motif of JC being really relaxed too.
Yeah.
So I thought that was fun. But yeah, I'd say we can go for like 5 more minutes and then
Oh, sure
we'll wrap
thing.
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are kind of on a hot streak. Part of me wants to keep going, but I got to do some others. I'm making a trip back to New York tomorrow, so I got to do laundry.
Sure.
And then I also got to get some stuff for these packages.
Yeah, I want to go to bed.
So I want to go. And then also, we have like no food in our house, so we have to do something for dinner tonight.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we got to figure. I forgot to go food shopping this week.
Oh, okay.
So I got to do something there. Yeah. What else can we talk about before we wrap up? But yeah, we're animating a new episode.
Yes.
Depending on where we are by MomoCon, maybe we'll show off some of the new, maybe some keyframes of the new episode of the new episode at MomoCon.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, we would love to do that. Yeah. There's definitely. I mean, did you mention also the merch we're gonna have there as well?
Yeah, let's mention the merch.
Mm-hmm.
And can we show pictures of the merch?
We can. Yeah, let me set that up for you.
Because if you've come to the streams, you've probably seen pictures of the merch already. But just in case, let's check it out again.
Yeah. Let me find them all. Because I mean, it's our first time kind of diving into them. We've been meaning to do it for quite some time, and I guess. I mean, it's a shame we're doing it now around the time this season is ending, but at the same time, it's like, why not go out?
Yeah. I guess we can talk a little bit about that after, but let's So we have some merch. We have
So I'm just trying to get it.
Yeah, there's the keychains.
Oh, hang on. Well, I'm not.
So,
it's on stream yet, so let me just. I know you can see on Discord, but I'm just trying to get all the.
I can see it. Yeah, exactly.
I know, yeah. And let me just get all this stuff together. What the hell is that? That's nothing. That's not.
That's a silly little Cody head.
Oh, man.
What was that from, Jack?
I think that was like that was another file. That was the one. I think that was the keychain, but then I started a new Photoshop file. So,
okay, gotcha.
And then let me get the.
It's in the stickers now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then let me see. Let me get the shirt out. Shirt is in here. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so let me. Okay, there you go. Now we're live.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the keychains that we're gonna have. We're gonna have like sort of like the like a I guess having the chain itself hanging from obviously these phones. I mean, but what kind of is it? Literally a chain, or is it like we're gonna have like a custom?
It's gonna be a chain. Yeah, it's gonna be a chain.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna have like Cody and JC here hanging from like rotary phones, sort of fun way. And then for the stickers, we have Cody and JC here. Cody reading his comic book, and then we got JC here with the Walkman design.
Yeah.
We're also.
Go ahead.
No, go on. Actually, go on. You were gonna say something about stickers.
Yeah. I actually had a question about the Cody sticker.
Go on.
What I don't know if it's specifically a thing you put on. Like, what comic is Cody reading?
You know what? I have no idea. I wanted it to be space related, and I think I was just like, but it's not really a specific like one. I know there's like a little spaceship there, and obviously the stars, and then this very abstract logo, which could be anything. I think maybe I was trying to tie it into like Starstruck in some way, maybe be like a little cute, but cute about it.
He's reading some he's reading from 2080 comics.
Yeah.
Is that like axes or something? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
There is no there was no specific in mind. I just thought to like make some letters and make it cool, and then add a star at the end. So it could mean anything. It's very vague, but it's up to.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's cool. So these are some stickers and keychains.
I was gonna also mention. Sorry, I was also gonna mention the prints. We're gonna have some prints as well.
Yeah. Let me I have those on my end. I guess I could send them. And you could just pull them up.
Oh sure, yeah, because you've got the pings itself. Well, I got the pings as well. So.
Yeah. Oh no, you have them. You have the prints. You have the prints.
Yeah.
You can show them. Okay.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah. There's a lot of prints.
So,
go on, you go.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off, man. I'm so as we get more viewers, we get worse.
No, it's okay.
I wanted to say these will all be at MomoCon first. So these are going to be, they're not MomoCon exclusive though. But that's where we're going to launch them. So we're going to have a limited amount at MomoCon. So if you are there, come by and grab some. Also helps us in terms of just the show and everything, and help me with the flight because spent my own money on that too. Yeah. Like these will be all at MomoCon. Did you show the shirt as well? Did we do the shirt?
Yeah.
Or...
yeah. Let
Okay.
me just let me get the prints up first anyway, just for the sake of like, sorry.
Cool. Yeah, the prints.
Because I'm in between trying to find them all.
Cody and Jason, and then we'll be selling these online after MomoCon. So these will be online, and we just have to find a storefront to do it in, which we will. We'll get there.
So there's the Cody one.
Yeah.
So Cody one's on stream right now. These are based upon some promos we did previously a while back.
Yeah, these were really cute. I wish these kind of got more views because they're really good. People really seem to like them on when. That's the thing, like especially with the show and everything. People who find the show really seem to like. Sorry, my girlfriend just dumped water into the bathtub and scared the hell out of me.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, that scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh. What was I gonna say?
This is JC one.
People who find the show really like it.
Cool.
So, I'm very happy. It's just sometimes I see something we put a lot of, mostly Jack puts tons of work in too, and it's just like I want to see it get more views. So the fact that like we're getting a lot of views today makes me very happy. But these prints, we did little animated versions of them.
Yeah.
And we put them on shorts and on what's it called? And Newgrounds, and they did pretty well on there. But like, they're really cool, and I hope more people see them.
Yeah. And then of course there's the prints there, and then of course we got the shirt, which I can show here. These are
Itchy Burrito Mini Alt thing asks, are these tunes getting loony? I guess they do get kind of loony at points, right, Jack?
They're They're not. Well, you can say for this art we're doing, they're tiny, they're toony, they might be a little loony. But no, they're normal people. Yeah. What do you think this is?
They're very normal.
Yeah.
And in their heads they get a little loony.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Anyway, here's the shirt design.
Here's the shirt. This is really cool. This is if anybody's a fan of Panchico, this is like a little homage to them. I'm glad we kept the anime eyes because it helps the whole thing. Thank you for working hard on this, Jack.
I mean, I showed this for like it's so funny because I think I showed this. I think to myself like, man, like I think I showed it to my friend and it was just like, why did you go so hard on this? I'm like, I don't know. I guess I just wanted to keep it authentic. I don't know, but clearly I was like, I don't know, I was on something like when I sort of like did this, so. I wanted to make sure it was authentic.
This is our equivalent to like when you see like a shirt in the mall and it has like Bart and like the Biggie outfit on it or something. You know what I mean? Like the Simpsons rap album shirts. Like this is very much our equivalent to that, which is awesome. And I love that.
Yeah.
It's great.
So these
that's what we're selling. It'll be on a storefront sometime after May. So just keep your eyes out.
Also, I will say as well as an exclusive MomoCon, a MomoCon exclusive as well.
Yeah.
The first, I guess, 50 people, to attend the, the table, the booth. You'll get an exclusive mini, print of, so in one of the episodes, we see a little brief Polaroid of JC's band she was in when she was like probably like late teens, would you say, or
later high school? Yeah.
So for here it is. Okay, so for anyone for the first 50 people who attend, you're gonna get a Polaroid of this image of JC's band, and I'm gonna be signing these as well. As me and Gary are going to sign these, and they'll be available for the first 50 people.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I love Piper's Creation Records shirt. That's wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, you gave me like a lot of options, and then you said this one was the worst. I remember correctly. You said this one was the worst in terms of logo design.
Listen. I love Creation Records, Teenage Fan Club, one of the best labels of all time. My Bloody Valentine too, right? Like they have like They have like some of the best acts of all time. Was never a big fan of their logo, but you think it suited Piper well, so I am trusting you.
Yeah. No, I think I thought it was great for in terms of Piper's shirt anyway. Yeah, it's I did also my best to like recreate the Polaroid look anyway. So
Can I ask something about this
Go on.
while you have it up?
Yeah.
What is the background? Is it static?
I think you said this before, and I said it basically. It's like a brick wall. So they're like backstage and like the
Oh, you're right. It's like like an exposed brick. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's just like a sort of like a quick Polaroid someone did of them together, and it's just basically they're just backstage, warming up and stuff like that. Quick band photos. Everyone just came together quickly.
Yeah, totally.
That was the idea behind it anyway. So, man, I wonder how many people are wondering who this character in the background is as well. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, I can say his name is Ryan.
Mm.
And he will play a role later in the series. So just think about that.
Yep.
I like his little drumsticks. They're cute.
I like trying like to make him. I mean, I like JC sort of like
emo hair
going in here, and Piper's like, I think the joke I said when I made this, I think the joke I said was like, I'm gonna tell my kids that this is the Breeders.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that clip of the Breeders on Conan? I think I showed it to you.
You showed it to me. Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah.
Where like Josephine Wigg like just starts making out with Conan.
Yeah.
And he was, she's giving him the hickey. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And like he's just like, wait, well that hurt. And then like he just like lays back and puts his like legs up on the desk. He's like, my first hickey from a rock and roll chick.
It was great. He took it like a champ.
I had a question about this. JC's shirt. It's got lines on it, so it's just an interesting design. Like, what kind of shirt were you going for there?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I was trying to think of like what was the kind of like 90 band, what the kind of shirts were 90s bands were wearing. I think maybe like I was thinking. When I see that, I think of like Graham from Blur, because he always wear like a striped shirt.
Sure.
Sometimes and stuff like that. Although he wouldn't play bass, he played guitar. So I don't know. I was just trying to think of like what's something that just a typical what's bass player wear. I guess I was trying to think in my mind. It's something that's not like too bold, but at the same time, it's like
it looks a little like something Damon was wearing in the early 90s. Around like the first record. The She's So High video kind of reminds me of that outfit.
Oh, sure. That too. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's definitely like something that's very Britpop of its time, I guess, or just
to close out, by the way, I am sick of the leisure slander lately. Like, people are like, it's not that good. I'm like,
what do you mean?
Dude, it is a record of the time, and for the time, that baggy sound, it's probably as good as the baggy sound ever sounded. So, like, lay off. I mean, come on.
It's very
great record.
It's very, I guess it's because it's very Manchester inspired, It's very, it's very of that time, I guess. And of course, going forward, Blur definitely found their own identity in terms of their music. But it was
more adventurous. They got more adventurous for sure. But as a rock record, and like it's a very similar thing with Pablo Honey. I feel like both just very solid records that, like, yes, overshadowed by everything that came after for sure. No doubt.
Yeah.
But I think as starting points, they are both wonderfully solid albums. It's not like they put out a really bad record first and then like immediately ditched the sound. It's like they were just discovering things. You know what I mean?
I mean, There's No Other Way is one of my favorite Blur records.
Yeah,
so
great opening guitar line.
I know.
Very. I know it's got a very similar vibe to like I was trying to think of the band specifically. Different guitar tone, but very similar melody to
is it?
Big Audio Dynamite is what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Very what's the song called?
You're Unbelievable?
No, that's EMF.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Gosh, what is it?
Big Audio Dynamite is Situation like that one. It's Mick Jones.
Yes.
Can't remember the name of the song though.
I know, I'm awful at it right now.
It's driving me crazy, and it's a specific mix of it too, so that makes it even worse. Audio. What was the song? Their big song, because it samples the Who. It
Ah,
samples Baba O'Reilly. It's on the Globe. That's the name of this album. A
right.
Rush by Big Audio Dynamite 2.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I like that record. That was the first Blur record I ever bought. Oh no, that's not true. I bought Parklife first, which is probably the best introduction you can get to Blur.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I bought Leisure. That was like my second one, and I'm like, yeah, it's different, but I like this record. Like, I tend to find earlier work by bands very fascinating.
Sure.
Because you will never hear them do something like that again, most likely. So the
Yeah.
fact that you have this kind of time capsule is really cool. So I don't know. I always like Leisure. I don't know if they play it live much anymore. I'm sure maybe once in a while they'll throw you She's So High out.
And There's No Other Way. I remember when I saw them live in Ireland in 2012.
They played that? Wow.
Yeah, they did play There's No Other Way. Yeah. So they do. Yeah, they've played some hits from there, definitely. You know, especially the big hits, the main singles. So.
The drumming on that record is really good. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say the drumming on that record is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it kind of had to be because that was the whole Manchester backbone was like the drums. Really, I feel like they had like a hip hop vibe to them.
Well, it's got the little funky drummer sample behind it as well. I think so.
Yes, exactly.
So it's very atypical of that. But then again, it works. It works for that song especially. So. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Leisure is a good. Yeah, Leisure is a good album. It was the first album.
I think a lot of people go, it's not that good. I'm like, stop.
It's fine. It's good. Yeah.
All right. I think we should wrap up. I gotta go do some stuff. But guys, wow, this was such a successful stream. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We are ending on almost 130 views.
Wow.
In the stream time, which is very rare. So keep coming out to these streams. We'll keep drawing. And yeah, I'm gonna be home next week, so apologies if my mic quality is. It's gonna be the same mic, but I'm gonna be holding it this time because I'm not gonna bring my whole arm out this time. So my mic quality might not be the best. So just heads up on that. But we will be here next Sunday.
Sure thing. I mean, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Where do you all come from? Anyway, that's a surprise to me. I didn't expect that many people to tune in tonight, but I'm very thankful for you having having you hang out with us today. So if you can tune in next time, we're great. Subscribe to the channel. Please check out our show, Failing Upwards. Please look forward to the next episode. We'll let you know how that's going. Any further updates involving Starstruck or anything else, we'll let you know. And please join us next time for another Wayback stream.
Cool.
Again, we'll figure out what we're going to do. We'll let you know in advance anyway. We'll figure it out. But thank you again, everyone.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye.